days ago, the Grayson County Cougar basketball team walked off the floor at the Owensboro Sports Center after a loss in the third region tournament. At that point, it felt like baseball season was in the air, but fate had a different plan. Cancellations, postponements, limitations, and guidelines lead us to tonight. A trip to Bardstown for a season-opening game against Thomas Nelson. A new era of Cougar football begins right now. And a good evening and welcome to Thomas Nelson High School. We're back. Sam Gormley with you here for K105 Digital Productions and K105's broadcast of Cougar football right here on K105. As we appreciate you tuning in here and joining us for tonight's coverage, as we'll introduce you to the new era, a new coach here for Grayson County. We'll tell you who he is and more coming up. We'll introduce you to the Thomas Nelson Generals, a team that finished with a record of 1-10 last season. And we'll talk to the new head coach of the Cougars. An extended conversation tonight. He had a lot to say. We want to be sure and get to all of it. We'll also have your keys to the game and, of course, all of the play-by-play. That comes up and more here as this is the Locker Room Show on K105.
Living in your ideal home, or is it still a dream? Future Designs Building Materials can help you turn your dreams into reality with atrium windows that will make the sun look brighter, roofing material that will keep your home protected year-round, and decking material for that perfect barbecue setting. Now is the perfect time to get your home improvement project off the ground. Got questions? Future Designs Building Materials can help with all your lumber and home improvement questions. Visit Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield or fdbm.net.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
How's everything taste tonight, folks?
Oh, excellent.
How was your chicken tonight?
It's excellent. Where was it raised?
As a chef, it's important to know where your food comes from. That's why we buy local and Kentucky-raised food.
We're the Settles family from Owensboro, Kentucky.
We produce poultry for families all over the state.
And we're proud of the products that we produce. If you're buying a chicken that came from our farm, you're getting an excellent quality product. Some of the best you'll find in the case.
A lot of your local restaurants feature our poultry products. We are a Kentucky farm family.
Feeding Kentucky.
Feeding the world.
Best mix.
Welcome back here to Thomas Nelson High School and Bardstown, Kentucky, as we are actually on top of the press box tonight. And it's something that we're not used to, but the wind is blowing straight at us. So our papers are going flying and everything along the lines of that. Grayson County enters this game with coming off of a 7-4 season. But what you got to know is that we have ourselves a brand new head coach. For the first time since 2004, you had 16 seasons of Ed Smart football, but tonight, the Brian Jones era began. Jones had been the offensive coordinator for the previous 4 seasons, and he has also been the head coach at Todd County Central from 2010 to 2015. 6 seasons he spent there, and down in Elkton, he had a record of 12-50. For the Cougars, your new starting quarterback replacing Logan Kopp from a year ago is Kaylor Decker. He is a junior quarterback, and it's the 3rd straight year that the Cougars will have a different starting quarterback here at the helm of the program. Again, Logan Kopp last season for Grayson County had completed 33% of his passes for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hunter Gibson had the longest pass, though, of the season on a trick play, his only attempt of the season during that. For your running backs this year, you're going to need to look at Kaden Woodcock and Mason Miller. Those are 2 of your main things, but when you look at this rushing offense, Grayson County rushed the ball last season 96.6% of plays. And out of those plays, the Cougars have lost 94.2% of the yardage. So this is a brand new offense for Brian Jones in his first year here at the helm of the Grayson County Cougars. Your wide receivers, you've got some height. On one side, you'll have Hunter Tom standing 6'3", and then on the other side, you'll have Owen Bratcher. He stands 6'4". You also see Zach Bratcher. He'll be kind of a flex tight end swing position. You might see him in the backfield, but primarily you're going to see him out of a tight end position. As a team last year, the Cougars averaged 23.2 points a game. They did have 2 special teams touchdowns last year. Defensively for Grayson County, again, brand new names, but they do return the man in the middle, Zach Bratcher. Last season, in 9 games, he had 69 total tackles and 8 tackles for a loss. The Cougars did force a lot of turnovers last season, 13 fumble recoveries and 8 interceptions. So there's a lot to like when you go into that here for this. The new defensive coordinator, though, is Coach Smart, had been the play caller for Grayson County. This season, though, Kevin Embry, the 1983 graduate for the Cougars, will be the man that will call the plays on defense. And the defensive formation that you're going to see is what the football gurus will like to label as a 3-3 stack. We'll talk a little bit more about that as the game goes along. Logan Raymer, the kicker, not there anymore, so instead the Cougars will turn to Jackson Kane, another soccer player, to do the majority of their kicking. We'll take a break. Introduce you to Thomas Nelson after this, as this is Cougar Football on K105.
Oh, that's a bad call.
That was a great call.
That's the worst call I've ever seen.
Great call.
Horrible. It was a horrible call.
Sports fans don't often see things the same way.
Terrible call.
That was a good call.
Terrible call.
But there's one call everyone can agree on. Call 811 before you dig, the free service that helps you avoid utility lines while you're digging. Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig.
Safety!
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes!
Make a plan today.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.
Coming off of a 1-10 season, Thomas Nelson opens up here. It's the second year of Joe Peak as a head coach. He was the third coach in the history of the Thomas Nelson program. But when you look at this team here for Thomas Nelson, this is a brand new team. This is the 8th year of varsity football for the Generals. During those 8 years, or during the 7 years prior, 18-55. They've only made the playoffs twice in that stretch. Their district is E-Town, LaRue County, Bardstown, and Nelson County. The Cat's Paws, which is obviously, if you're a Kentucky fan, you know all about the Cat's Paws. Each year they do a high school preview and predict the districts. For example, Grayson County, we'll talk a little bit more about this as the night goes on, is picked to finish third in their district. Thomas Nelson, on the other hand, is picked to finish fourth, just ahead of their rival, Nelson County. Chase Girdley returns as a starting quarterback for the Generals. As last season, as a sophomore, he passed for 662 yards and 6 touchdowns. He did throw 11 interceptions, so he has been susceptible to that as well. The one thing that when you look at this Thomas Nelson team, maybe their best player from a year ago, that was Will Ulrey. As during that year, he rushed for 547 yards and 5 touchdowns, while also catching 18 passes for 322 yards for the Generals. To fill that void, Generals do have some guys that are ready to step up and fill that spot. Corey and Harden had the most carries last season with 130 attempts for 450 yards. Dalton Steer, Aiden Henley, and Dylan DeWitt all returned with at least 100 rushing yards and a touchdown. As we look down, it looks like Thomas Nelson is joining in with what a lot of teams have been doing and making tonight senior night, as it does look like they're lining up maybe it's interesting that they've had the start clock here, and it has not started yet. So that's what kind of worries me a little bit, is that it's just stopped right now at 24:58. So I'm not entirely sure as to why it has stopped. It does appear, though, looking behind the scoreboard a little bit, as you might be able to see that there is a line of people behind the scoreboard, if you're watching with us on K105 Digital Productions, that look like it almost might be getting ready for a senior night festivity, but I'm not entirely certain. They didn't tell us, but we didn't have much communication with the school at all either prior to this game. Back to Thomas Nelson, though. Your wide receiver, since Will Ulrey will not be in the picture tonight, you have Braden Smith. He's the leading returning receiver. He had 8 catches for 189 yards and a touchdown last season. Dalton Steer returns as well with 7 catches for 62 yards. Offense was a struggle at times last season for Thomas Nelson. Only 13 points a game. They were held to less than 14 points in 8 of their 11 games. Team converted on 2 two-point conversions last season, with Ulrey having both. They averaged 218 yards a game on the ground. Defensively was a struggle. There's no other way to put it for Thomas Nelson at points last season. Rushing, they gave up 278 yards. Through the air, they averaged giving up 133. But points is all that really matters. You can give up 500 yards, but if you only give up 14 points, that's almost a successful day in defense if your offense can score more than that. But scoring-wise, they are allowing 44 points a game last season. And in games a year ago, they allowed 30 points in all but one game. And that one game that they did not was against Nelson County, where they held them to 7. And they ended up winning that game. So Cougars got to take advantage of some possible defensive struggles for Thomas Nelson. We'll take a break, talk to the head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones, after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Spending time outdoors has never felt more valuable. Whether it's exploring nature or relaxing in your yard, let's do it responsibly. Before going out, check for closures and fire restrictions. Practice social distancing, even when outside and on the trail. Back at home, if burning yard debris, keep your pile small. And no matter where you are, be sure to properly extinguish any outdoor fire. Drown, stir, drown, feel. We're all in this together. Help keep our safe places safe.
Fast Mix.
Welcome back here to the Locker Room Show on K105. Sam Gormley now joined by the head coach of the Grayson County Cougars, Coach Brian Jones. And Coach, let's first go back to November, December when you were officially named the new head coach of Grayson County. What was that moment like?
It was super exciting.
Previously being a head coach, it was nice to come here and step back and be under Coach Smart, and I learned a tremendous amount about option football, defense, things that he was kind of a guru at, and it was good for me with young kids to be able to step back and take some time. But I was chomping at the bit and ready to kind of get back going, and so it was exciting. My wife's an alumni from here, and so 11 years ago when we moved to Kentucky, coming to Grayson County and being the head football coach was in the plans back then. We never knew if it would happen, but to kind of see everything that we had laid out and looked at down the line come to become a reality was pretty neat.
You mentioned that you were previously the head coach at Todd County Central. What is different about you now than it was then 10 years ago?
Well, I was 25 years old and handled situations and probably a little bit more high-strung and probably a little bit more intense and less understanding than I think I probably was at 25 than I am at 36. I would say that was probably the biggest thing is, it was my way or the highway back then. And now, I like to think that I try to look at things from a perspective and understand kids' situations better. And, and I think for overall that just I think I'm able to have the morale better than probably it was back then. I guess that probably comes with kids of your own and age and those kind of things. And back then I had one child that was 1 year old, and like I said, I was young and, probably would do things a lot differently if I was just getting that job then.
Now let's take you back to the middle of March. Can you put these last 6 months into words?
No, it's been, obviously I think it's become pretty cliche and you hear it all the time, but it's, nobody's been through anything like this. Athletically, community-wise, just all aspects of your life, to basically, be ordered to kind of stay at home and stay away from people and those kinds of things. And, in this profession, you're constantly around people. And then on top of that, you're spending 2 or 3 more hours a day around even more kids to work with them. And then, you're kind of stuck in home with just you and your family. It was crazy. I mean, it just really was. It was difficult. I think it was difficult on kids. It's difficult on adults. It was just all the way around. It's just trying times, I think. And, I think our kids in this time has made a great deal of sacrifices to get to this point. They've done all the things that has been asked of them as far as, having a mask when they get here, getting their temperature taken, socially distanced every time that it's possible, and all those things just to get to this point. They've done all those things, and so it's been pretty amazing to watch. Then on top of that, I think we've had a lot of great leadership come through in this time. Julian Tackett, the commissioner of KHSA, has done an outstanding job of kind of just laying the things out that we need to do to get here. And here we are. And then the Board of Controls, being able to kind of see the need as well as, all the things that were being done positively. And then here locally, Mr. Robertson, Mr. Baldwin, Coach Kincaid, laying it out specifically for our community so that we're able to kind of get to tonight. It's been pretty neat to see. It's been hard, but boy, we're glad to be here.
This season, typically before the start of a year, you would have scrimmages against another team. I know if COVID-19 wouldn't have been a thing, you would have had a scrimmage at home against McLean, at Butler County. What challenges does that bring, not having a chance to scrimmage before a real game?
I think in practice sometimes you get some false insecurities. A lot of times your ones are going against your twos, and so you feel real good about yourself, because your ones should be better than your twos. And so you get that false insecurity, and when you get into a scrimmage, you're able to really see, okay, what am I like against somebody else, another set of ones? And, so you miss that opportunity to say, wait a second, we've got to work on this, that, or the other. And so, tonight's the first opportunity for us to see ourselves against somebody else and see where we may have some weaknesses that we're not seeing in practice just because of what we're, dealt with within our own team. And sometimes you don't find that out until you see somebody else.
You open up tonight on the road. What precautions are you taking as a head coach for your team traveling here during the COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, our director of transportation has done an outstanding job getting us some guidelines for buses. Mr. Allen has, given us some guidelines that we will follow. As the kids get here, we'll be taking temperatures. And then we're packing the buses extremely light as far as the number of personnel. Then on top of that, Mr. Robinson has been outstanding as far as being allowing us to take more buses than we normally would. So we're taking 4 buses tonight when normally we would take maybe 2. And that's so that we can put fewer kids on a bus. And, so there'll be kids socially distanced on the bus. They'll be wearing masks on the bus. Then once we get there, kind of the same thing. It'll be socially distanced, masked up as much as humanly possible leading up to the game and then even in the game. KHSA is allowing us to be from 10-yard line to 10-yard line, where in the past it was 25 to 25, so we get an extra yardage there to spread out on the sideline. Hydration is different this year. Every kid will kind of have their own water bottle. There won't be, the running out at timeouts, carrying water jugs. So there is quite a bit, that's different. And it's, everybody's first rodeo kind of doing it tonight. And so hopefully that stuff will go smoothly. But, we're asking the kids to wear a mask on the sideline when they're not in, which is hard because it's not easy to breathe with these things on sometimes. And here, they're running in and off the field. But, we've told them these are the things we've got to do in order to be able to continue to play. And we want to play this week, but we want to play 8 more times too. So they've been fantastic at it, super compliant, really haven't asked any questions as to why. They just have kind of chipped in and know that these are some of the things we got to do in order to be able to play. So, kind of the normal guidelines you see everywhere. We'll be trying to do as many of them as we can on the sideline and during the game.
Kaylor Decker, your starting quarterback. Why'd you make that choice?
He kind of has just a great understanding for what we're trying to do offensively. He's got a good understanding for where people should be lined up. Our plays that we've kind of been doing the last 2 years, be a lot of similar things. But it also allows us to kind of move some of our other athletes that maybe would play some quarterback into some spots where we can kind of get them in space and use their athleticism. Kaden Woodcock's an example of that, that he played some quarterback last year. And, we're going to move him around and put him in the slot, put him at tailback, and try to utilize him as many ways as we can. And, if he's under center and turn around and handing the ball off to somebody else, we lose that ability to use what he's talented at.
Thomas Nelson, when you look at them in 30 seconds or less, what do you see?
I think the number one thing that jumped out at me was the number of players they're returning. They didn't lose a whole lot. So that's first and foremost, I think. Huge up front. They've got a couple of linemen that are just absolutely giants.
6'4", yeah.
And so, those were probably the 2 things that I noticed right away when looking at the roster, looking at film: size, and then just the sheer number of returners that they have coming back. Usually spells a recipe for a chance of having good success. So, we're going to go and give it everything we have. I like our group of kids, and so we're excited about the opportunity to play somebody else.
Coach, good luck. We'll have more here coming up on the Locker Room Show after this.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes!
Make a plan today.
Living in your ideal home, or is it still a dream? Future Designs Building Materials can help you turn your dreams into reality with atrium windows that will make the sun look brighter, roofing material that will keep your home protected year-round, and decking material for that perfect barbecue setting. Now is the perfect time to get your home improvement project off the ground. Got questions? Future Designs Building Materials can help with all your lumber and home improvement questions. Visit Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield or fdbm.net.
Twin Lakes Fast Mix, K105.
Welcome back here to the Locker Room Show. The play-by-play is next as Cougars and Generals coming up here on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
How's everything taste tonight, folks?
Excellent.
How was your chicken tonight?
It's excellent. Where was it raised?
As a chef, it's important to know where your food comes from. That's why we buy local and Kentucky-raised food.
We're the Settles family from Owensboro, Kentucky.
We produce poultry for families all over the state.
And we're proud of the products that we produce. If you're buying a chicken that came from our farm, you're getting an excellent quality product. Some of the best you'll find in the case.
A lot of your local restaurants feature our poultry products. We are a Kentucky farm family.
Feeding Kentucky.
Feeding the world.
What's the FAFSA?
I have no idea what FAFSA stands for.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people at school talk about it, but I haven't actually had like a conversation about it.
When I'm preparing for college, my top priorities are how to pay for it.
They're really focused on getting you to the college level. They're not really focused on getting you through college, so they don't really talk about the financial aid or FAFSA.
The free application for federal student aid is the first step, and it just got easier. Visit knowhowtogoky.org to find out more.
It's time for football in Bardstown. Grayson County and Thomas Nelson coming away here and moments away as I think Thomas Nelson won the toss and has elected to defer. So I think that's how it goes out as both teams taking the field as we are getting ready to get underway. Sam Gormley with you tonight here on K105 and K105 Digital Productions as we appreciate you taking the time to join us here on K105 Digital Productions. As it is a kickoff, so Grayson County offense going to be on the field here first. It's a new look. And back deep for Grayson County, you're going to have Hunter Toms. And on the far side is, as he's still yet to turn around and give it to me, but Toms, and the kick coming here from Bardstown. Or sorry, from Thomas Nelson. And Grayson County here, they're waiting for this 30-second clock to tick down so we can actually get underway in this. They might go ahead and start it, and the Grayson County Special teams going to move up just a little bit and make sure that no trickeration can come from Thomas Nelson, a team that won only one game a year ago, that they might not try to pull a fast one on Grayson County to start off with. So under 10 seconds now and counting here on your opening clock, as Thomas Nelson going to boot from left to right on your radio dial and on your TV screen. Thomas Nelson wearing navy blue jerseys with black numerals. The dreaded blue and black combination between numbers. Luckily, they have a white outline. Grayson County in their traditional home whites with orange numerals. The kick is up, and it's a line drive kick, and the 2020 season is underway, and it's going to roll into the end zone as Joey Clemens watches that one bounce, and the Grayson County offense led by Kaylor Decker is coming out here for the first time. Kaylor Decker is your junior quarterback, really not a lot of experience. In fact, he's only performed in 7 games. He is the son of associate head coach Shane Decker, so he does have kind of that football in his blood, so you could say. So the Grayson County offense here, of course, Brian Jones, head coach, is the play caller. And Kaden Woodcock is the man behind. Mason Miller, the fullback. And under center goes the junior quarterback, Kaylor Decker. And it's going to be a handoff to Woodcock up the far side of the field. He had a hole at first, but cut just a little bit too late. He does pick up about 1 or 2 yards for Grayson County to start off with, as the ball was started on the Cougars' 20-yard line, and they're going to end up giving him 2 yards up to the 22. The Grayson County starting lineup on offense, as it's a good look here. You've got Mason Miller, you've got Kaden Woodcock, and you've got Kaylor Decker coming out of the backfield. Your offensive line, Dalton Constant, Sawyer Drake, Ethan Hull, Lane Pullman, and Hunter Harper, Hunter Thoms, Owen Bratcher, and Zach Bratcher as your man. Handoff here to Mason Miller. He makes a nice move here to the near side up to the 24-yard line. It's a pickup of 2 yards, and it'll come up here with 3rd down and 6, as we're just about 50 seconds into tonight's game. No score between Grayson County and Thomas Nelson. Lots of subs coming in. Hunter Toms checks in. Checking out for the Cougars was Levi Martin, as Brian Jones delivers the play call to his junior quarterback, Kaylor Decker. Decker, for the first time, going to line up in the shotgun formation. He spreads it out. 2 wide receivers on each side. Mason Miller is the running back behind him, and Decker's going to pass, throws the pass out into the flat. It's complete at the 25-yard line. Diving towards the first down marker was Michael Wood, and I think he's just about 1 yard short. So passing for Grayson County to start off with, and it is 1 yard short. It is a gain of 5 yards, though, and it's 4th down and 1 for the Cougars. What do they do? The wind is blowing in our face, so it's blowing from the Cougars sideline to the Thomas Nelson sideline. And it appears that they are going to go for it. Grayson County to start off with. Right under center is Kaylor Decker. He's going to hand it off to Mason Miller. He lowers his shoulder. He's got the first down for the Cougars. Grayson County picks up that first down up to the 32-yard line, and the first down of the game. Of course, the Cougars are coached by Brian Jones. He's in his first season. Overall record for Jones is 12-50. As previously he was the head coach at Todd County Central. There he had a record of 12-50. He has been the offensive coordinator here. We'll talk a little bit more about Jones's relationship with Tim Tebow here later on in tonight's contest. Under center in a handoff here to the near side. Big hole for Grayson County up across the 35, and being brought down at the 40-yard line is Kaden Woodcock. A pickup of 8 yards for Grayson County. And moving the ball are the Cougars here on this first drive. No score between Grayson County and Thomas Nelson. 9.5 minutes to play in our opening quarter of the 2020 regular season. Thomas Nelson, though, is in their defense here with the all blue jerseys and the black numerals. Again, under center goes Kaylor Decker. Bunch formation in the backfield. We have a false start here the near side. It looks like Owen Bratcher jumped quick. And it will be a false start on the Cougars. And that'll move it back, not the way that Brian Jones wanted. I'm not sure if that was a miss call there, a miss here by Bratcher, but he jumped, and it was a blatant false start for the official to call. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for Grayson County from their own 35-yard line. Breaking the huddle are the Cougars, and they're going to send Bratcher here to the near side, 2 wide receivers out high. And the shotgun formation for Decker. He'll hand it off, and it looks like the ball's out. Thomas Nelson's got it. Kaden Woodcock puts it on the floor, and Thomas Nelson picks it up. And picking that one up was Dalton Steer. So the Woodcock fumble puts it on the ground, and that's not the way that Grayson County wanted to start this season. And Thomas Nelson is going to get themselves great field position here with 8 minutes and 54 seconds to play in our opening quarter. Ball placed on the Grayson County 39-yard line. So Thomas Nelson here after the Cougar turnover on the fumble by Kaden Woodcock. And here comes the defense for the Grayson County Cougars. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper across the near side. He's across the 35, sidestepping out of bounds at the 32-yard line was their quarterback for Thomas Nelson. The Grayson County defense, though, when you look at them, you see that you've got your three-man defensive line, Hunter Harper, Jordan Webb, Ben Rogers, your linebackers, Owen Bratcher, Zach Bratcher, Mason Miller, Levi Martin, and Joey Clemens, and then your defensive backs, Hunter Toms, Michael Wood, and Kaden Woodcock. So it's a pickup of a couple of yards there, and it's a handoff, big hole across the left side and across the 30-yard line for Thomas Nelson near the first down marker. It's all going to depend on the spot from the official, and it appears that he is going to be just about half a yard short. And now the officials are going to confer here. And it looks like we're going to have an official measurement, or are we going to have a first down? They're going to move it a first down. So that'll be a first down for Thomas Nelson. Thomas Nelson, they're coached by Joe Peak. He's 1-10 in his second season. He has some college coaching experience at Georgetown College and UT Martin, as he was previously a defensive coordinator as well on the staff for Thomas Nelson. So Girdley, the quarterback for Thomas Nelson in the shotgun formation. He's going to hand it off right up the middle goes Thomas Nelson. And it's a pickup of maybe 1 yard. The Cougar defensive line snuffed that one out perfectly. And on that run for the Generals was Dalton Steer. So it's a 1 yard pickup up to the 29-yard line. In fact, actually, that's more of no gain on the play. Under 8 minutes to play here in your opening quarter. No score between Grayson County and Thomas Nelson. Handoff right up the middle. Full head of steam. But the Cougars can stop that one before it gets going as Corian Harden, the 5'10", 195 halfback, lowered his shoulder. He had a full head of steam, ran right into the Cougar defense, though. But Thomas Nelson knocking on the door inside the 25-yard line at the 24 now. 3rd down and 3, 7.5 to play here in your opening quarter. Taking the snap and keeping it himself is Girdley. He has a hole across the 15, lowers the shoulder down to about the 12-yard line. Michael Wood in there on the tackle as Girdley on the read option made the perfect decision to keep that one himself. As it is up to the 11-yard line, a pickup of 13 yards and another first down for Thomas Nelson. Blowing the whistle, and the Generals moving the ball well here to start off on this drive. Girdley in the pistol. Man in motion, and it's going to be a jet sweep taken by Brendan Smith. He has a hole across the left side, sidesteps to about the 5-yard line, but that's where he's met by the Cougar defense, and they're actually going to move him back further than that to the 7-yard line. It's a pickup of 4 yards for Thomas Nelson. So that'll bring up here 2nd down and 6 from the 7-yard line. Thomas Nelson started this drive after a fumble by Kaden Woodcock in Grayson County. 2 wide receivers here to the near side, 1 running back on each side of Girdley. And he hands it off, and stopping him in the backfield for Grayson County. In there first for the Cougars was Ben Rogers for a tackle for loss. And the Cougars snuffed that one out perfectly. So that's a loss of 3 yards. And it'll be 3rd down and 9 from the 10 here for Thomas Nelson. Can the Cougar defense get a massive stop? Again, 2 wide receivers to the high side this time for Thomas Nelson. Girdley takes the snap, hands it off to Harden. He's trying to get around the left side. He's got it inside the 5, diving towards the first down marker. And Harden is near that marker, but I'm not sure if he got it, as that was on the far side of the field. And they're going to say it's 4th down. He is just short. So down to the 2 is where they say. 5 minutes and 50 seconds to play here in this first quarter. No score between Thomas Nelson and Grayson County. Can the Cougars come up with a massive stop on defense here? Same formation. It's a handoff and a mass of Thomas Nelson players. I think he got the first down, but I don't think he got the touchdown. And it is a first down for Thomas Nelson, but the Cougars keep him out of the end zone. On the run was Dalton Steer. Play number 10 of the Thomas Nelson drive coming up as the Generals will look to get on the board first here. Shotgun formation for Steer. 2 wide receivers here to the near side, 1 out to the high side. It's a handoff to Harden, sidestep, diving towards the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Thomas Nelson. And in there on the run was Dalton Steer for the 1-yard touchdown run. And the point after attempt is coming. So with 5 minutes and 23 seconds left, Thomas Nelson strikes first. The kicker here for the Generals, Garrett Downs, 6 feet tall, 165-pound junior. He did not kick any last season for the varsity team. The right-footed kicker, good snap, the kick is up, it's high enough, and he missed it. So it's no good, 6-0, Thomas Nelson leads. This is Cougar football on K105.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Anytime they're playing music downstairs, it's loud. I go downstairs, see what they're doing, see what music they're doing, see what they're dancing to. I go play piano downstairs, they come get involved. Leah has a drum set beside it, banging that. Any music, that's what they do.
Of this 2020 season on the 1-yard touchdown run by the senior Dalton Steer. And now to kick this one away as the Cougars gave Thomas Nelson great field position, and they were able to take advantage of it. Another nice kick, and this one's going to be run under by Clemens at the 10-yard line. He breaks it up towards across the 25, across the 30. He's up to the 35-yard line where he runs in to multiple Thomas Nelson defenders, but a nice return from the senior Joey Clemens back there. And they're going to move him up to the 35-yard line, so that's where Grayson County's second possession here of this young year will start here with 5 minutes and 15 seconds to play in the first quarter. Thomas Nelson on top 6-0. We do appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight on K105 and K105 Digital Productions. As always, if there's a player that you know, be sure to let us know where you're watching from as well. I know we had plenty of places that we checked off our map last season. Let's see what we can do this year. Under center goes Decker. It's a handoff on the full. Actually, Decker's going to keep it himself. Lowers the shoulder. He's going to end up getting 1 or 2, and the pile continues to move for Kaylor Decker. Looks like up to the 37 is what the near judge. The 38 is what the far judge says. The near judge is right for the 37-yard line. It's a 2-yard pickup for Kaylor Decker on the quarterback keeper. Michael Wood comes here to the near side. Owen Bradshaw goes out high. I formation for Grayson County. Again, moving from right to left on your radio dial. It's a handoff to Woodcock. He's got a big hole across the 40, across the 45. He's brought down from behind at the 49-yard line, but that's enough for a first down Cougars. A hole massive there for Grayson County that he could run through, and it's up to midfield. A pickup of 13 yards, and that first down Grayson County. So Grayson County finds themselves in Thomas Nelson territory with one more positive action. Again, the I formation for Kaylor Decker. Under center, it's again a handoff to Woodcock. He sidesteps back here towards the near side, keeping moving across the 45 up to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 10 yards and a first down Grayson County. Moving the ball. Actually, do we have an official movement here? Are they going to say it is a first down for Grayson County? As I thought it was, but the line judge on the far side still had it listed as a second down coming up, but instead keeps it at first down. So back-to-back big runs from Woodcock of 13 and 10, and the Grayson County offense is starting to move the ball just a little bit. Again, the I formation with one wide receiver out on each side. Woodcock is again the deep back, and he's going to get it. Up across the right side. This time he spun around and brought down after a pickup of about 1 or 2. His forward momentum helped him pick up a couple of 1, but Francis Pfeiffer was in there on the tackle for Thomas Nelson. And they're going to give Woodcock 2 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for Grayson County. 3 minutes and 38 seconds to play in the first quarter. Thomas Nelson on top of Grayson County 6-0. I formation. The junior quarterback, Kaylor Decker, takes this one. And it's a handoff to Woodcock. He sidesteps to the right side across the 35, and he's brought down by the ankle. The ball is out again. And it looks like Thomas Nelson might have this one, and they do. Kaden Woodcock, 2 fumbles on the first 2 possessions. And Grayson County coughs up another one. And Thomas Nelson is going to get the ball, this time not with just as good field position, but the Cougars shooting themselves in the foot here with 3 minutes and 22 seconds to play in our opening quarter. It will be on the 31-yard line of Thomas Nelson. Again, this little Y formation, a little bit of a wishbone of sorts for Girdley. He hands it off to Harden, and Harden ripped that one out of his hands, and because of it, it took all of his momentum away, and it's going to end up being no gain on the play. So, no gain at all, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Thomas Nelson. Under 3 minutes now to play here in this opening quarter. Thomas Nelson had that opening touchdown run by Dalton Steer from 1 yard out after the fumble by Woodcock. Woodcock just had another fumble. High snap. Harden gets the handoff. Up the middle he goes, spinning across the 35-yard line up to the 36. First man in there on the tackle for Grayson County was Jake Rusher. So it's a 5-yard gain up to the 36-yard line. 3rd down and 5 coming up. This is when, after a turnover, you got to step up if you're the defense. Keeping it himself, it's a pitch here to the near side on the triple option. We do have a penalty flag on the play. It is enough for the first down on the run by Dalton Steer, but I believe this one is coming back for a penalty on Thomas Nelson, as it was thrown by the back judge, by the head referee. And it is holding, so it's coming back. And that's a little bit of a gift after picking up the first down there for Grayson County. So they're going to move this back here to the 25-yard line. So it turns out to be about an 11-yard penalty. It's a pitch to the far side, wrapping it around. And keeping it going in on the run there is Braden Smith on the jet sweep. He got it around that far side of the field. And they're going to place this one down here to the 35-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, but not enough for the first down. So Thomas Nelson here on 4th down and 6 will have to punt this one away. Braden Smith is the man back to punt. Back to receive for Grayson County is Kaden Woodcock. Decent snap, running punt, high into the air, but a decent one. Woodcock is going to catch it, and he muffs it at the 29-yard line, and he's able to pick it up across the 30 and dives towards about the 32-yard line. Not the start Kaden Woodcock was wanting here. Luckily, he was able to fall down on top of that one, so it's up to the 32-yard line. That's about a 31-yard punt for the Thomas Nelson punter, Braden Smith. So Grayson County will get this ball. And they're going to place this at the 30. Not a great spot there for the Cougars with 1 minute and 24 seconds to play in this first quarter. 6-0. Thomas Nelson is on top. And we have a whistle blown on the field. And I'm not really sure if we have a timeout on the field or not. Brian Jones talking with one of the officials on the far side of the field. So it's been no secret that this has been a little bit of a weird year for Grayson County. And not only just for them, but for the KHSAA. So the KHSAA, we can take this back and we really just got to dive into this fully here for Grayson, as this has just been a weird year. There's been no other way to describe it. As back into March, we had you had the Sweet 16 canceled, and from that point, it was kind of the question on would spring sports start back again? Would they not? Then you had the question of, okay, spring sports aren't going to happen, as that decision was made in about the middle of April. And then you had the question of, okay, are fall sports going to happen? At the start, it looked like, well, yeah, it is going to. And then it was kind of one of those things that, okay, when are we going to start? We're going to move it back a little bit. We're going to go back along that lines, but it's just been really interesting. But back on August the 20th was when they officially did decide that we are going to have the start here to football for Grayson County here on this September 11th date. Originally, Grayson County was supposed to be at home against Fort Campbell, but the Department of Defense said that no games would happen for their high schools. So no game for Fort Knox, no game for Fort Campbell. So because of that, Grayson County had to scramble. Now, Brian Jones was saying that he got phone calls from Belfry. He got phone calls from Mayo, but ended up creating this game here with Thomas Nelson. So it's a good matchup here between two teams that might be at a similar level. So it's good to see here. And we come back to action here. 1 minute and 24 seconds to play in this quarter. Grayson County has turned the ball over twice on fumbles by Kaden Woodcock as they start this ball at their own 30-yard line. Shotgun formation and faking the handoff. This time it's Woodcock again. Spin move at the 35-yard line up to the 36. Nice run by Woodcock to pick up 6 yards. And that's the thing with Kaden Woodcock. He's moving the ball on the ground with a lot of success, but he has fumbled the ball twice already. You got to hold on to the ball if you're the senior running back here for the Cougars. Running in with a play call is Kaylor Decker. Under a minute now to play here in this opening quarter. One wide receiver out on each side, the shotgun formation. And a little bit of trickeration, and it almost was too much trickeration, as it was a fake handoff to Mason Miller, and it turned out that Kaden Woodcock ended up getting it. But when Decker, Woodcock, and Miller were all lined up there in a line, and the trickeration caused them to almost run into one another. So it's a 1-yard loss is what they're going to say on this one. 20 seconds and counting now in this quarter, so this will be the final play. I formation. Grayson County's had the most success out of this here tonight. One wide receiver out on each side. It's a handoff. Right up the middle goes Woodcock across the 40. He's got the first down and more. Across the 45. He's across midfield up to the 46-yard line. And that's a first down Cougars. A pickup of 19 yards for Kaden Woodcock on the run. And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. It'll be Thomas Nelson 6, Grayson County nothing. As this is, or are we? 1.2 seconds. Brian Jones is bringing his team in. And there they go, away in the whistle, and that's it. The end of one. Thomas Nelson leads 6-0. This is Cougar football on K105.
Being prepared is a part of who you are. But it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
In high school, Grayson County and Thomas Nelson here at the start of the second quarter. The Cougars are going to have the ball. So one of the things that is different this year is that teams have the ability for 2-minute timeouts. So that is, in all seriousness, probably good for us, because I know sometimes we miss kickoffs because teams don't take the full 1 minute. So it'd be nice that if they don't take the full 2 minutes, at least we'll be back in time for that. But I see plenty of people watching in on us on our Facebook and YouTube streams. We appreciate you tuning in. Got our good friend Roger Lush. We'll have more on what he's got planned here over this next week later on in the game. Watching from Raleigh, North Carolina, I see plenty of Kaden Woodcock fans, Mason Miller fans. So it's on and exciting there. Grayson County back to action. It's a handoff to Woodcock. He's up across the far side, across the 40. And another first down moving there for Kaden Woodcock here to start this second quarter. He started at the 47, and he gets up to the 37, so that's a 10-yard pickup and a first down Cougars. So Woodcock really moving the ball well. Just those 2 fumbles are glaring for Grayson County. Under center, an extra blocker back there now as Woodcock gets it himself, sidesteps, continuing moving, and he goes towards the right side, bounces it back towards the far side, and he's going to be brought down at about the 32-yard line. That's a 5-yard pickup, and second down and 5 coming up here for Grayson County. Cougars moving the ball very well on offense, as that's one thing that is a positive. They've even attempted a pass here early on, something that you only saw in about 3% of plays last season, and usually it was when they needed something and needed something on a long play at all. Handoff again to Woodcock, out the far side. He's across the 30, across the 25, diving out of bounds. And that will be enough for a first down Cougars as Woodcock gets up to the 24-yard line. And that is a first down for the Cougars. And, I mean, when you look at this, Grayson County, at quick count, that's their 5th first down here. So they're moving the ball. But when you have 5 first downs and 2 turnovers, it's not a great combination, especially when there's 0 points on the board. Again, the junior quarterback, Kaylor Decker, takes the handoff, and again, right off to Woodcock. He dives forward, pickup of about 2 yards. And up to the 22-yard line goes Kaden Woodcock. Plenty of games going on, though, from around the region, and that's the one thing with Grayson County, since we are in the Eastern time zone tonight, a lot of the games for opponents that really matter to Grayson County haven't started yet, as in fact they won't start for another 30 minutes. So a lot of those games we will not be able to bring you updates from until we see them. So it'll be second down and 8 for the Cougars. 6-0 Thomas Nelson, 10.5 minutes to play here in this second quarter. It's a handoff, this time a new running back into the game. It's Joey Clemens on the run, and he continues to move across the 20-yard line. He continued to churn his feet up to the 19, a 3-yard pickup for the senior Clemens, 5'8", 160. You also see him on the defensive side of the ball. In fact, he had a nice little return earlier in the game, about a 25-yarder. One game getting ready to get underway here in the next couple of minutes is Bowling Green and Louisville St. Xavier. One to keep an eye on that we'll be sure to bring you as many updates as we can. Under center, Decker. It's a handoff to Woodcock. Big hole. He's back towards the middle, across the 5, diving towards the end zone. Is he in? Waiting for the signal. He's in. Touchdown, Cougars. Kaden Woodcock takes one in from 19 yards out, and Grayson County has knotted this one up at 6-6. That's how you bounce back from the fumble, as Woodcock made a nice move at the 5-yard line to dive back towards the middle, and the Cougars have tied this one up on the run by Kaden Woodcock. Are we going to see Jackson Kane out there to attempt the point after? It does not appear so. So Grayson County looks like they're going to go for it. You've got the shotgun formation here. 3 wide receivers here to the near side. Decker rolls out to the near side, and he runs into his own man, Mason Miller, and that's going to be dropped for a loss. So the 2-point conversion's no good, but Grayson County ties us up 6-6, 9:45 to play in the first half. It's Cougar football on K105.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes!
Make a plan today.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
He ties this game up here, 6-6. 9 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Thomas Nelson going to get the ball here. And a roll right down the middle, picked up at the 21-yard line. Full head of steam for Dalton Steer across the 35, diving towards the 40-yard line. But a nice tackle there to stop that from getting any further for Grayson County for Will Scott. But a nice head of steam on the little squib kick of sorts. And it's up to the 40 or 41-yard line, depending on it. Waiting for the official spot down, and it's going to be at the Grayson County 41-yard line. So about a 21-yard return. As there was no one really in any semblance of close to that play really at all. So here comes Thomas Nelson. They've scored one touchdown and punted once. High snap, rolling out to the far side goes the quarterback Girdley, and he's stopped in the backfield. The Cougars sniffed that one out. First man back there was Levi Martin. As Girdley was looking for the hole, he continued to sidestep, and he ran right into Levi Martin. The senior is there for the big tackle for a loss. Back to the 36-yard line, a loss of 5 yards. Just what the doctor ordered for the Grayson County defense. Again, this little pistol formation for Thomas Nelson. Girdley this time is going to hand it off to Harden, and Harden goes forward for a pickup of about 2 yards up across that right side. Mason Miller in there on the tackle, as was Zach Bratcher. And it looks like also in there as well was Jordan Webb. They're going to give Thomas Nelson a pickup of 2 yards. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 13. 8 minutes, 38 seconds to play in the first quarter. Thomas Nelson 6, Grayson County 6. Spreading it out, go the Generals. 2 wide receivers on each side, man in motion. And the man in motion is going to get it, trying to find a hole. He gets away from one Cougar, but the Cougar there, just to grab him by the ankle, was Jake Rusher. As he looked like he was going to get just brought down. Around him was the Thomas Nelson runner, but Rusher was able to get in there and stop him for only a gain of 3 yards. And that's 4th down and 10 coming up from Thomas Nelson. So back to return this punt is Kaden Woodcock for the Cougars. Six for the Cougars of Grayson County. 2 wide receivers, or 2 gunners on the far side of the field. And it's a high punt that kind of dies in the air. It bounces at the 40, but takes a Thomas Nelson bounce and rolls down at about the 36.5-yard line of Thomas Nelson. So 3 and out go the Generals. And Cougar defense playing a little bit better after Thomas Nelson marched down the field on their first drive of this game. So officially, they're going to place it at the 37 of Grayson County. 7:37 to play here in the first half. Grayson County on top. Grayson County and Thomas Nelson tied 6-6. I formation. 2 wide receivers on the far side. Kaylor Decker takes it. This time it's going to be a handoff to Mason Miller, who runs with a full head of steam across the 40-yard line up to the 42 for Grayson County. It's a 5-yard pickup. Nice little change of pace there as Mason Miller is kind of your bruiser, while Kaden Woodcock can give you a little bit more of the speed. As Miller plays a little bit more of that fullback role. little different looking offense for Grayson County here this season early on. Not quite as much option. And even some passing. Again, the I formation. This time again, Woodcock going to get it. Spin move at the 45-yard line, and he'll go across the first down marker up to midfield, and that'll be enough for a first down Cougars. So to the 50-yard line goes Kaden Woodcock. In under 7 and counting here in this first half. Woodcock having a lot of success running the ball as far as just yardage. I formation again. 2 wide receivers on the far side. Decker hands it off. Keeps it himself. The ball is out. And this time it does appear Grayson County does get down on top of it. And Grayson County does have it. So Kaylor Decker was able to dive in on top of that one. And luckily he did, because it looked like Braden Smith had his eye on getting that one as well. So it will actually turn out to be a 1-yard pickup for Grayson County. Sometimes fumbles can help you when it comes to that. So 2nd down and 9. 6:10 to play in the first half. Heavy wind blowing right into our faces. So it's blowing across the football field. Woodcock right up the middle across the 45-yard line. And he's going to be stopped right there. First man in on the tackle for Thomas Nelson was Jacob Thornsberry. And it gets up to the 44-yard line, a 5-yard pickup. So 3rd down and 4 coming up for Grayson County. Some scores starting to come in. We'll be sure to bring those here after this play. As underway already, Edtown and Central Hardin. The Panthers on top of the Bruins, 7-0 early on. Offset formation. Handoff to Woodcock. This time he's going to be stopped in the backfield for a loss. As he got it across that left side, but 2 Thomas Nelson Generals were in there. Looked like the first one to touch him was Andrew Blanton. Sorry, that was Jason Brinley. So it's a loss of 1 yard. 4th down and 5 for Grayson County. And back to punt for the Cougars. Does appear to be Kaden Woodcock. He's not facing me at all. He does appear to be Woodcock. Could there be some trickeration? It will not be. Straight into the air, but a spinning kick, and it takes a Grayson County bounce and just kind of dies at the 21-yard line. So a 24-yard punt for Grayson County, and Thomas Nelson going to start deep, though, in their own territory here with 4 minutes and 24 seconds, and the clock is still moving on the field. They got to stop the clock, as it's about 15 seconds here have run off of this time, and it's continuing to move here. The officials haven't seemed to notice it, and neither is anyone that's downstairs in the press box. And now the official, no, they're still moving it, as it should stop after a change of possession. Unless it's a running clock situation, and we are far from that. Handoff to Hardin. He gets through one defender, runs over one, but Mason Miller stayed with him. And Hardin picks up about 5 yards on the run. Up to the 26. Kevin Embry, defensive coordinator for the Cougars, looks on the far side of the field. He eyes his defense, seeing what they can do. Hunter Tom's the deep man. And it is going to be an option. Up the far side goes Girdley. He has a hole around one defender, and in there to make the tackle is Hunter Toms, coming from that safety position. And he does bring him down, but not before. About a 14-yard pickup for Thomas Nelson up to the 39-yard line. First down, Generals. 3:18 to play here in this first half. Thomas Nelson and Grayson County all knotted up at 6. One wide receiver here to the near side, 2 out to the far side. The Y formation of sorts, and again, this time the ball's loose, and Thomas Nelson does look like they got on top of it, but it is a fight for the ball. Braden Smith comes down on it, and a Grayson County player, looked like Zach Bretcher, that was Ben Rogers, might have had a chance on getting that one, but it's going to turn out to be a loss of 9 yards on the play. So a big chance missed there for Grayson County. 2:40 and counting here in this first half of action. Coming up on the halftime show, though, we'll have the return of Cougars in the classroom as a new host will be taking us to Grayson County High School, learning about an interesting club that my high school didn't have. So it's something interesting that I had no idea about, so I can't imagine that anyone else. So someone else has got to be the same way. To pass, rolling out over the middle, and it's overthrown by about 20 yards. A nice throw there, and actually some punches thrown underneath here. As for Thomas Nelson, Dalton Steer threw a punch of sorts at Grayson County's Levi Martin. And Grayson County coaches on top of the press box saw it right with us. And luckily for Thomas Nelson, no one else did. So 3rd down and 19 coming up. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to play here. And it is going to be kept and nothing going on the run by Hardin. And immediately, Brian Jones takes a very smart timeout for the Cougars. So it's up to the 31-yard line, so it's a 1-yard gain. But yes, on our halftime show, be sure to stay tuned in for Cougars in the classroom. I was trying to see what scores we might be able to bring you tonight as Bowling Green facing Louisville St. Xavier. Doesn't look like they got any scoring going on along there. Looks like the Purples, though, are moving the ball against them, though. Other scores to bring you. Big game going on, just about 45 minutes to our northeast, where North Hardin is facing Frederick Douglass. And something like 10 players in that game have Division I offers. And you've got a bunch of them have offers from the University of Kentucky. So a lot of eyes on that game. And I know that if I wasn't here doing this, I think I'd have tried to find some way to make it to that game and watch it, because it has to be very exciting time to be up in Nelson. In fact, I see here score here 2-0. Frederick Douglass is on top of North Hardin early on in that game after a safety. So the ever popular 2-0 football score. Thomas Nelson to punt, 2:03 to play here in this first half, and it's a good punt. And it spins down, takes a Thomas Nelson bounce to the 40-yard line, and it'll die at the 37. So Grayson County going to get decent field position. The clock is still moving. They need to stop the clock here, and finally they do, but about 5 seconds rolled off. And 5 seconds at a 2-minute drill can mean between possibly 7 and 3 points. So Grayson County gets this one on the 37-yard line. They've got 63 yards to go to try and take a halftime lead. Thomas Nelson will start the second half with the football. Shotgun formation for Decker. Trickeration, and back to pass on the trickeration. Throwing it deep, he has Toms, and Toms goes up and comes down with it. An unbelievable catch for Hunter Toms. He catches it on his shoulder. What a pass for Hunter Toms, and what a catch. Somebody call Sports Center. Caught down to the 30-yard line, and I'm not sure who threw that one for Grayson County, but it was a beautiful pass, and Hunter Toms, the 6'3" wide receiver, went up and grabbed it at the 30-yard line. Trickeration adds to the Cougars' faith there. I formation for Grayson County. Woodcock gets it. He has a hole across the left side, spins back here towards the near side, down across the 25-yard line, up to the 24. We're going to have a timeout on the field. This one will be taken by Thomas Nelson. No, it's taken by Grayson County. I was going to say it wouldn't make a lot of sense for Thomas Nelson to take a timeout here and give Grayson County any more time than they absolutely need. But that was an unbelievable catch by Hunter Toms as he came down with it with the ball on his left shoulder. So, I mean, somebody needs to get Sports Center coming down as the pass was, actually that pass was thrown by Hunter Felty, a sophomore quarterback, the backup. In fact, I saw him in warm-ups. He was throwing some really nice balls, and he threw a nice one there to Hunter Toms. And looking here, we have another update from that North Hardin-Frederick Douglass game, a pick 6 for the Trojans. They have taken a 6-2 lead. Looks like a baseball game breaking out in Lexington tonight. Trojans on top of the Frederick Douglass tonight here, 6-2 early on. I believe Broncos, if I'm right on that. So we do appreciate everyone tuning in. Be sure to let us know where you're watching tonight. So Grayson County, 1 minute and 20 seconds to play here in the first half, all knotted up at 6. Cougars have the ball on the 24-yard line. And a whistle is blown, and just about every penalty flag, and a late hit, and they're going to call that. A great call by the official as Aaron Cooper knocked down Mason Miller after the play, after the whistles had been blown, and probably the worst part is that Cooper walked off acting like he had done nothing. So an offsetting penalty here, as it's going to end up helping Grayson County, as there was a penalty beforehand on the Cougars, but it's going to bounce off, and they're going to talk this one over as a late hit penalty called on Grayson County, called on Thomas Nelson. Blatant. And they didn't catch the one that was almost a punch thrown here on the near side. And there's 4 pieces of laundry on the floor for Grayson County, and here comes our head official to let us know. So after the play, so it's an illegal formation and an unsportsmanlike conduct on, so it's a legal formation called on Grayson County, and it is an unsportsmanlike conduct called on Thomas Nelson. Because that is a quote-unquote like personal foul penalty, it overrides the illegal formation, so it's going to turn out to help Grayson County, and they'll move it up to the 14-yard line. So that'll be a first down, Grayson County. As I see here, looking at our Facebook comments, former Cougar Jacob Kerr loving that catch by Hunter Toms. And we still got 1 penalty flag sitting all the way back at the 34-yard line. And Brian Jones is, I'm not sure what he's upset about from our head official. I think he might be wanting an ejection or something. I'm not sure. That's the only thing I can think of that he would be complaining about on this one. Wind really starting to pick up. Oh, they're adding more time on the clock, it looks like. And I agree, the clock has been moving a lot here. I mean, the Thomas Nelson, whoever's running the clock here tonight, has let that run a lot tonight. There have probably been here, there's 1:15 left in this first half, probably a minute to a minute and a half has rolled off of this. Well, maybe not that much. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but at least 30 seconds have run off of this without anybody catching it from the officials. Shotgun formation for Grayson County. It is a high snap. Decker corrals it, throws over the middle, wide open, touchdown, Grayson County. A beautiful pass on the post route over the middle, and the Cougars have a passing touchdown, and that was Hunter Toms on the catch. Grayson County leads this one 12-6. So they run Hunter Toms on the little post route over the middle, and Toms finds the back of the end zone. A 14-yard touchdown pass. And you'd have to go all the way back to the 2019 season that the Cougars had a passing touchdown that doesn't count a play on trickeration. Because last year they had 1 pass touchdown, but it was off of a trick play, so you almost can't count that. But ironically enough, Hunter Toms had that touchdown as well. So the Cougars will go for this. And it looks like we got a wildcat as Kaden Woodcock is in the backfield. And rolling out to the near side, trying to get around the corner is Woodcock, and he's got nowhere to go. 12-6 is the score here, Grayson County and Thomas Nelson. So the Cougars do get this one. We'll take a break, come back with more as this is Cougar football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Living in your ideal home, or is it still a dream? Future Designs Building Materials can help you turn your dreams into reality with atrium windows that will make the sun look brighter, roofing material that will keep your home protected year-round, and decking material for that perfect barbecue setting. Now is the perfect time to get your home improvement project off the ground. Got questions? Future Designs Building Materials can help with all your lumber and home improvement questions. Visit Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield or fdbm.net.
Grayson County takes their first lead of the 2020 season on the 14-yard pass touchdown from Kaylor Decker to Hunter Toms over the middle. And to kick this one away, and it's an onside kick. It's going to bounce, and Thomas Nelson does come down with it at the 45-yard line. That's a risky call here when there's still 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. Still time for Thomas Nelson to move down, but Brian Jones putting the faith in his offense with 1:09 to play here in our first half. So they'll place this at the Thomas Nelson 45-yard line. Thomas Nelson did not attempt a field goal last season. So their kicker, though, is Garrett Downs. He had some good leg on the PAT, but did miss it. There is a pretty heavy wind, though, here tonight. Pass here to the near side. It is complete to Trevor Beam. He breaks it towards the middle, but runs right into a mess of Cougar defenders. They will get one on the play, but nice defense from Grayson County under 1 minute and counting to play here in our opening half of play. Two wide receivers on each side. Shotgun formation to pass to the far side in the flat. It is incomplete. So that'll stop the clock with 34.4 seconds to play. .4 seconds. 3rd down and 9 coming up. And we have a whistle blown here. Actually might be more towards 3rd down and 8. So here comes the play. Shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers on each side. High snap corralled by the junior quarterback. He'll loft one down the field, and it is incomplete. Nice defense from Grayson County as a hit came on each side as it was intended for Braden Smith, but it finds the grass. It was a great throw, just better defense from Grayson County. 25.6 seconds to play, and Thomas Nelson will be forced to punt. And I think if you're Grayson County, depending on what you do on the punt return, you might just throw a knee down and get into halftime with your 6-point lead. Or does Grayson County, it appears that they are going to do this, they might bring an all-out blitz and try and get a block down. That's probably what I would do. Wind starting to blow. It's a high snap corralled. Can Grayson County get to it? They don't. Thomas Nelson gets it off, but it bounces right in the middle at the 40-yard line, and it's down at the 39 with 17.7 seconds to play in this first half of action. So 17.7. See here we got people watching from Annetta. I know we have our good friend Roger Lush watching from North Carolina. And plenty of different places from around the state and around the country of people watching. It does appear Grayson County's just going to kneel this one and get away here in this half with a 12-6 lead at the end of one. They'll throw it down. So what a first half to bounce back. Not a great first quarter, but the second quarter was nothing short of exactly what you would want. So through the first half, Grayson County leads this one 12-6. We'll come back with a halftime show after this. This is Cougar football right here on K105.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Living in your ideal home, or is it still a dream? Future Designs Building Materials can help you turn your dreams into reality with atrium windows that will make the sun look brighter, roofing material that will keep your home protected year-round, and decking material for that perfect barbecue setting. Now is the perfect time to get your home improvement project off the ground. Got questions? Future Designs Building Materials can help with all your lumber and home improvement questions. Visit Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield or fdbm.net.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
On top of Thomas Nelson, 12-6. What an exciting first half of action to be back here. And one thing that I will say about having us on top of the press box is, for one, we get to feel the breeze. And usually during games, it's like we're in a sauna of sorts. Press boxes are typically not air conditioned. When it gets real cold, it's a blessing in disguise, because I know that we had some games last year where some of our camera operators would come in and it almost looked like they had frost coming off of their eyebrows when they came into the game, because it was extremely cold out while we got to be nice in the heat. But today we get the breeze, and it is a heavy breeze. If you're watching with us on K105 Digital Productions, it's blowing right into my face. In fact, you can even see on my shirt on how heavy this wind is coming right at us. But it's not necessarily a breeze that can help either team, as it's not blowing to the right or to the left. It's blowing straight at us. And it's kind of moving from the Grayson County sideline here to the near sideline. But this first half of action, the first quarter, when you look at it for Grayson County, Thomas Nelson scores the touchdown, but it was 2 fumbles on your first 2 possessions by Kaden Woodcock. But since that point, Grayson County's dominated this game. They played really well. They had 2 passes, one that was, somebody's got to call Sports Center, get them on speed dial. I got the illustrious camera operator, Cody Brock. He was just making a phone call. I'm sure he's calling Sports Center right now to let him know about the catch that Hunter Toms made here on the near side. And then you had another touchdown pass to Toms that gave the Cougars their 12-6 lead that they had. Coming up on our halftime show, though, today, we'll have our Cougars in the Classroom segment. Again, this year, K105, we have from Grayson County High School, a co-op student named Emma Finch. So she will be the one that will be handling your Cougars in the Classroom segment this year. Again, if this is your first ever time watching a Cougar football broadcast, the way that we brand this is that this is a way for you to learn more about what happens off the field. So these players are obviously students first and athletes second. So right now, obviously, they're all doing virtual school. But this is learning more about, some of the cool things that maybe doesn't get covered as much. So, for instance, last year, we learned more about gym class and keeping students active at Caneyville Elementary, the Grayson County High School Band. We learned about the Clarkson FRC program. we learned about a Grayson County Middle School broadcasting program. All kinds of really interesting things that maybe a lot of people don't know a lot about. Tonight, we head to Grayson County High School, though, and we will learn more about a club that my high school didn't have. And I know it's a big deal for a lot of students that go through Grayson County High School, and it is a very beneficial one. So I won't give away anything else. We'll take a break. Let Emma introduce you to tonight's Cougars in the Classroom, the first edition of the 2020 season. So we'll take a break, come back with more, as this is the halftime show right here on K105.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
What's the FAFSA?
I have no idea what FAFSA stands for.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people at school talk about it, but I haven't actually had like a conversation about it.
When I'm preparing for college, my top priorities are how to pay for it.
They're really focused on getting you to the college level. They're not really focused on getting you through college, so they don't really talk about the financial aid or FAFSA.
The free application for federal student aid is the first step, and it just got easier. Visit knowhowtogoky.org to find out more.
Oh, that's a bad call.
That was a great call.
That's the worst call I've ever seen.
Great call.
Horrible. That's a horrible call.
Sports fans don't often see things the same way.
Terrible call.
That was a good call.
Terrible call.
But there's one call everyone can agree on. Call 811 before you dig, the free service that helps you avoid utility lines while you're digging. Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig.
Safety!
Living in your ideal home, or is it still a dream? Future Designs Building Materials can help you turn your dreams into reality with atrium windows that will make the sun look brighter, roofing material that will keep your home protected year-round, and decking material for that perfect barbecue setting. Now is the perfect time to get your home improvement project off the ground. Got questions? Future Designs Building Materials can help with all your lumber and home improvement questions. Visit Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield or fdbm.net.
While the Cougar athletic teams get most of the spotlight from the community, it is in the classroom where they first learn to succeed. This season, we will be featuring some of the people and programs that are making a difference in the lives of Grayson County students. Tonight, we focus on the campus of Grayson County High School and the students that are learning to succeed in different ways.
Back in the 80s, it was Distributive Education Clubs of America. And so marketing in the business world has obviously evolved tremendously from just being about distribution. And so instead of changing the name, they kept DECA, but just added a tagline onto it. And really now it's even more than just an association of marketing students. It's about young entrepreneurs in various career clusters.
Brittany Gary is the DECA advisor at Grayson County High School. When she was a student at GCHS, Gary experienced firsthand the impact of the organization.
It's really helped shape who I am today. I learned so many different skills from DECA that I wouldn't have got just in the classroom or just in high school in general. From things about traveling and how to just be a professional and how to conduct yourself in a business setting. DECA just really helps shape you into a young adult.
It is no secret that a student matures from the start of freshman year to the end of senior year. And Gary has seen how DECA has played a hand in just that.
DECA really is about taking a student at the freshman level and then seeing that progress through whether it be public speaking, just helping them mature from freshman to senior year and really become a more well-rounded student and individual.
While a part of DECA, students travel across the country to different competitions. These journeys are where DECA's greatest benefit is revealed.
They're always together and working, and so they build that bond, sort of like a family. That's the great part about DECA, because when we go to actually compete and the students are cheering each other on, we're all encouraging and wanting everyone to kind of do their best. And so through that, that's where the best memories are made, getting to be with your friends and experience and explore the world and be a part of your community.
Gary explains that getting involved is simple.
It's a matter of putting in the work at practice and getting involved. So it's just reaching out to me to let me know, hey, Miss Gary, I'd love to be involved with DECA this year, and then we can help find them the area that really meets their needs and interests.
For each member, the DECA experience varies.
Each individual, you get out of it what you put in. So depending on what it is that you're really looking for in your DECA experience, it kind of becomes tailored to that individual. We have some kids that just want, they want to be able to come for club day, they want that interaction, they want to be involved, but they don't want to be at the forefront of the organization. So it really just depends on what that individual is looking for.
I'm Emma Finch, reporting for Cougars in the Classroom. The halftime show will continue in just a moment.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
How's everything taste tonight, folks?
Oh, excellent.
How was your chicken tonight?
It's excellent. Where was it raised?
As a chef, it's important to know where your food comes from. That's why we buy local and Kentucky-raised food.
We're the Settles family from Owensboro, Kentucky.
We produce poultry for families all over the state.
And we're proud of the products that we produce. If you're buying a chicken that came from our farm, you're getting an excellent quality product. Some of the best you'll find in the case.
A lot of your local restaurants feature our poultry products. We are a Kentucky farm family.
Feeding Kentucky.
Feeding the world.
What's the FAFSA?
I have no idea what FAFSA stands for.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people at school talk about it, but I haven't actually had like a conversation about it.
When I'm preparing for college, my top priorities are how to pay for it.
They're really focused on getting you to the college level. They're not really focused on getting you through college, so they don't really talk about the financial aid or FAFSA.
High school in our halftime show. Want to give a special thanks to Emma Finch for helping us out there with our first Cougars in the Classroom segment. In fact, if you're watching with us on K105 Digital Productions, we got to give a shout out to the illustrious sports writer Don Brown. He's keeping the bench warm for the team out there. He's usually on the sidelines of some sorts. Of course, he's got the mask on and everything, but he was lounged out just a few minutes ago, so you got to love that. I know Don is extremely happy to be back covering Cougar sports, as he's been covering it a long time. So he is extremely happy to be back in doing that. Be sure to come back on Monday and read his recap from tonight's game, no matter what happens from tonight. Grayson County, though, is on top of this one, 12-6. Cougars, rough start, but bounced back and played really, really well in that second quarter of action. So they're playing good football. Now the question is can you take the good football that you ended the first half with and move it over into the second half of play? Honestly, for Thomas Nelson, halftime probably could not have come at a better spot for them. Things were starting to fall away. You had some chippiness and things along the lines of that, but it's been a great game here tonight already. Coming up, though, here as we're just getting closer and closer, as right now you have 3 minutes on the clock, and I'm not sure if they're just going to let this one play or if we might have 3 minutes of warm-up, or if they'll just count this 3 minutes as the 3 minutes of warm-up, since both teams are now out on the field warming up. We'll take a break, though, run down some scores, and have the play-by-play of the second half coming up after this. This is Cougar football right.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Living in your ideal home, or is it still a dream? Future Designs Building Materials can help you turn your dreams into reality with atrium windows that will make the sun look brighter, roofing material that will keep your home protected year-round, and decking material for that perfect barbecue setting. Now is the perfect time to get your home improvement project off the ground. Got questions? Future Designs Building Materials can help with all your lumber and home improvement questions. Visit Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield or fdbm.net.
Spending time outdoors has never felt more valuable. Whether it's exploring nature or relaxing in your yard, let's do it responsibly. Before going out, check for closures and fire restrictions. Practice social distancing, even when outside and on the trail. Back at home, if burning yard debris, keep your pile small. And no matter where you are, be sure to properly extinguish any outdoor fire. Drown, stir, drown, feel. We're all in this together. Help keep our safe places safe.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here. At Midway Pharmacy.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.
Welcome back here to really what will be the start of the second half of action. We'll try to run down some quick scores for you here tonight. As from around the area, as going on tonight, Apollo is up 7-0. I'm not entirely certain who they are opening up against here tonight. Greenwood on top of Warren Central, 7-0. Warren Central has lost something along the lines of 50 straight games. Bowling Green on top of Louisville St. X, 7-0. Mount Vernon of Indiana on top of Owensboro Catholic, 7-0. That is only 17 seconds into the game, a pick six to start the year for Owensboro Catholic. Down in Brownsville, Hancock County on top of the Wildcats of Edmonson County, 6-0. As you see here, Breckenridge County, the Cougars' opponent next week, is on top of Caverna early on. I don't see a score from that. I just saw that they scored a touchdown to give them the lead. And you see here that Warren East and South Warren are also playing tonight. I don't see a score on this one, though. Trinity, Louisville Trinity, all over Cincinnati Moeller, 37-0. I see here that total yardage in that game, Louisville Trinity has 200. Cincinnati Moeller, who is a power in the Cincinnati area, has 4 yards of offense. So it appears that, they're going to set a 3-minute clock there on there, so we still got time before we actually get back to action here tonight. But while we do that, I do want to mention from our good friend Roger Lush that they are having a pretty cool event that we got to make sure, and I've got my little piece of paper here to be sure to let you know everything about this. So the Grayson County Football Alumni Association, one of our good friends, loyal listeners of all of our K105 Digital Productions broadcasts, they're hosting a food drive to benefit the Grayson County Alliance. So Grayson County Alliance and Debbie Childress, you saw our Digital Productions broadcast on Monday of the Ducking Hunger Regatta. Debbie Childress and her crew over just across the street from us, our neighbors, do amazing work. And the Grayson County Football Alumni Association is partnering with them. Typically, next week for homecoming, they were hoping to have a food drive outside of the stadium. But since attendance is limited, they're still going to have the food drive outside of the game. So if you're going to next week's game at against Breckenridge County at Cougar Stadium, be sure that you bring some canned foods and donate it there. Also, if you can't get to the game, maybe you don't live in the area, maybe you're not one of the 4 people that is allowed in per player, there are different areas around town that you will be able to drop off your canned foods at. That includes Bluegrass Title Company, Cash Connections, Farmers Feed Mill, the Storehouse Coffee and Gifts, and Tammy's Play School. So that is places you can drop off canned foods. For more information, there'll be more coming to K105.com in the coming days. So we'll be sure to bring you all of that, so be sure you stay tuned in there. Or the best place to find it is the K105 Sports Periscope, the K105 Sports Twitter. So it appears we're about 30 seconds away from getting back underway. It is 12-6. Grayson County leads this one over Thomas Nelson. Good first half for Grayson County. It was a touchdown run by Kaden Woodcock from 19 yards out and a pass touchdown from 14 yards out from Kaylor Decker to Hunter Toms. Both two-point conversions did fail. So Cougar's going to kick this one away. Waiting for the clock to kick down, and it's down, and once it resets, we're going to be ready to roll here in the second half of action. Waiting for the whistle from the near side judge to give us the go-ahead. And the whistle is blown, and Mason Miller going to let it fly. And it's a line drive kick that bounces at the 25-yard line and is picked up at about the 14-yard line, across the 20. Back here towards the near side, blown up at the 25-yard line. Nice defense from Grayson County. And in there first for the Cougars was Levi Martin. He snuffed that out perfectly, so it's about an 11-yard return. But Levi Martin with a nice play on that. So it'll start at the 25-yard line for Thomas Nelson. Again, Grayson County leads this one 12-6. 2 turnovers, though, for Grayson County in that first quarter on their first 2 possessions. Since that point, Cougars played very well. Shotgun formation, it's a high snap. It's a handoff to Harden. He gets around one man, and did I see a penalty come up the near side? But Mason Miller was in there on the tackle, as was Joey Clemens. Up to the 27-yard line. That's a pickup of 2 yards, second down and 8 coming out here for Grayson County. Owensboro has taken the lead over Apollo 8-7. 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. So that's Apollo's first opponent here in this season. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers on each side. Back to pass over the middle, and it is broken up. Nice defense for Grayson County. Dropping back into coverage was Jake Rusher, as he dropped back and got his hand in that one and did an excellent job in doing just that. Great defense for Grayson County, and that'll bring up third down and 8. Wishbone formation. He was going to hand it off, but his running back wasn't there, and instead the quarterback, Girdley, is just going to have to fall down on the ground. Miscommunication on offense as he looked to hand it off to Harden, but instead Harden wasn't there when he went to hand it off. So it is a loss of 1 yard, 4th down and 9, and Thomas Nelson will punt here for the 5th straight possession. They need an extra man. Running on late there for the Generals is Francis Pfeiffer. They need another blocker. Kaden Woodcock back deep to return. Good snap. Good punt. It's a booming punt that's going to be caught over his back shoulder at the 42-yard line by Woodcock. He gets around one man across the 45, diving towards at about the 47-yard line. So about a 7-yard return from Kaden Woodcock. And Grayson County here with 10 minutes and 28 seconds to play in the third quarter will get their first possession as they lead this one 12-6. So it'll be at their own 48-yard line. Offense started to have a lot of success moving the ball towards the end of action in that first half. Under center comes Kaylor Decker. 3 running backs behind him, and it's going to go to Woodcock right up the middle across the 50. Bounces it to the outside and up to the 45-yard line where he's going to be brought down. So it's a 7-yard pickup there for the senior Kaden Woodcock, who is moving the ball very well. And really, if it weren't for those 2 fumbles, it'd be almost a perfect game for the senior. So under center again goes Decker. Mason Miller blocking. And the deep man is Woodcock, who's going to get it. up the left side. He's across the 40 and being brought down at the 38-yard line by Thomas Nelson. Was Kaden Woodcock on the run, the senior running back for Grayson County. Multiple general defenders were in there on the tackle. Looked like the first one was Jacob Thornsberry. So they get that one up, and that was enough for a first down. Grayson County up to the 38-yard line, a 7-yard pickup. 9:34 and counting here in the third quarter. 12-6, Grayson County leads this one. Under center goes Woodcock again, or goes Decker, and it's a pitch out to the far side to Woodcock. He's across the 40-yard line, across the 35, where he's going to be spun down and thrown out of bounds. So depending on the spot, it'll either be the 35 or the 34-yard line. And it appears it's going to be splitting the middle, but it looks more towards the 34. So a 4-yard pickup on the pitch run there by Kaden Woodcock. Cougars working from left to right on your radio dial or on your TV screen here in this second half. Under center, Decker, again to Woodcock. A big hole across the right side, bounces it back towards the middle. He's got the first down, or no, he's short of the first down a little bit. He's up to the 30-yard line. It will be a pickup of 4 yards, though, and actually they're going to give him forward momentum up to the 29, so it's a 5-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 3rd down and inches for the Grayson County offense. What does Brian Jones dial up here? And you've been able to run all over the Generals tonight, so why not do it? And that's exactly what they do. First down and more for Woodcock. He's up across the 25-yard line, and that is immediately where he will be stopped short. So a 4-yard pickup, but enough for another first down, Cougars. So 8:01 to play here in this third quarter. Grayson County leads Thomas Nelson 12-6. Davis County on top of Ohio County 7-6. That score is in the first quarter. Bowling Green leads St. Xavier 7-0 at halftime, as that was Q Jennings, 66-yard touchdown for Ohio County in that one. Good to see the former Cougar having some success. It's a handoff to the fullback, Mason Miller. He's got a hole and more across the 20, and he's up to about the 16-yard line. Perfect play call from Brian Jones. They kept handing it to Kaden Woodcock, so why not give it to one of his blockers, Mason Miller, who gets it up to the 16-yard line, and a 9-yard pickup. It'll bring up 2nd down and 1. Mason Miller came into last season. He has the only returning player that scored a touchdown rushing the ball last season for Grayson County. And he had about 43 yards rushing last season, but one of those was for a touchdown. He gets it again, this time nothing going, and he's driven backwards by about 3 or 4 general players. And are they going to say no gain? No, they're going to say it will be a loss. Back to the 18-yard line, a loss of 2. So 3rd down and 3 coming up. Short 4, long 3. Can Grayson County get the first down? Their bunch formation, one out high to the far side. Handoff to Woodcock, right up the middle. He dives towards the first down marker, and he's driven backwards. Forward progress will not get him there, though, as he just tried to dive forward, but he is short. The spot moves back to the 16-yard line. So it is 4th down and 1. The Cougars are 1 for 1 on 4th down conversions here tonight. It really is a beautiful night, though, for football tonight in Bardstown. Feels great. The wind making it a tad bit chilly, but nothing too bad at all. 4th down and 1. Handoff across the right side, breaking it back toward first down Cougars. As he's got it up to the 11-yard line, a 5-yard pickup for Grayson County on the run. And he knew that why get 1 yard when you can get 4 more? So from the 11-yard line, first down and 10, 5 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the third quarter, 12-6, Grayson County on top of the Generals of Thomas Nelson High School here in Bardstown, Kentucky. Under center, and jumping off sides and throwing the Cougar right tackle down to the ground. So that will be encroachment on Thomas Nelson, and that'll help the Cougars moving forward 5 more yards. So second down and 5 coming up from the 6. Grayson County trying to add some more points to their 6-point lead over the Generals. Head coach Joe Peak is the defensive coordinator for the Generals, and he delivers the play call. Pitch out to the far side to Woodcock. He gets around the 5-yard line towards the pylon, but I believe he is short of the pylon, and he is, but it's down to about the 1 or 2 yard line. That is enough for a first down Cougars. So waiting to see officially, it does look like the 1 yard line for Grayson County. So it'll be first down and goal from the 1. Decker under center. He has Miller and Martin blocking for him, and Woodcock in the backfield. Woodcock gets it up to the left side, and he's stopped by Thomas Nelson short of the goal line. Nice defense for the Generals as they snuffed that one out as Woodcock went towards that left side. In fact, it might even be no gain is what they're going to say. The 13th play of the drive coming for Grayson County. It started all the way back at their own 48-yard line. They're moving the ball, though, pretty well. Again, under center is Decker. He keeps it himself, and he stopped short as he ran right into the Thomas Nelson defensive line. No gain again. Third down and goal from about 6 inches away. Grayson County, Decker under center. It's a handoff up the middle into the end zone. Mason Miller for a Grayson County touchdown. Miller had a massive hole. They gave it to the big man, and he took it right in. 1 yard touchdown run, and Grayson County leads this one 18-6. With 3 minutes and 29 seconds to play in this third quarter of action. Grayson County appears that they will go for it again. And some trickeration here, and we're going to have a penalty flag and a timeout for Grayson County. We will keep it here, though, with 3 minutes and 29 seconds, as a timeout on the 2-point conversion is not necessarily what Brian Jones was hoping for. As always, though, we appreciate you tuning in here tonight for our K105 Digital Productions broadcast of Grayson County Cougar football. As a reminder, next week, our K105 Digital Production schedule, we will have our first broadcast of Grayson County Cougar soccer on Thursday, as the Cougar boys will take on John Hardin. I believe that is a 6 o'clock start time, Central Time, for that game. And then 1 week from tonight, it's the home opener. It's homecoming, as Grayson County will take on Breckenridge County, as the official start time for that game will be back towards the normal 7 o'clock. So big times coming here in the next week. We'd love for you to join us for that as well. As always, though, we like for you to let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, and so on. As we got some Kaden Woodcock fans here. We got a old Caneyville Purple Flash watching in Owensboro as well. Again, 18-6 is the Grayson County lead, though. And they're going to bring the teams back out here. Can Grayson County get the 2-point conversion? South Warren on top of Warren East, 7-0 Into the first quarter from the Bowling Green area. I think that's actually on the north side there, Warren East. Here we come. A weird formation. It's a Wildcat diving towards the goal line is Woodcock, and he's not going to get it. So the third two-point conversion attempt is no good, but Grayson County has a little bit of frustration from Thomas Nelson players. But 3:29 to play in the third quarter. 18-6, Cougs lead.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Living in your ideal home, or is it still a dream? Future Designs Building Materials can help you turn your dreams into reality with atrium windows that will make the sun look brighter, roofing material that will keep your home protected year-round, and decking material for that perfect barbecue setting. Now is the perfect time to get your home improvement project off the ground. Got questions? Future Designs Building Materials can help with all your lumber and home improvement questions. Visit Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield or fdbm.net.
Grayson County leads this one 18-6, 3 minutes, 29 seconds to play in the third quarter. A beautiful night for football, and it's even better that the Cougars are on top. And it's a little pooch kick picked up at the 37-yard line by Thomas Nelson, right up the middle, across the 45-yard line before being brought down by Grayson County. In there on the tackle for the Cougars was Owen Bratcher. But Thomas Nelson going to get themselves some good field position here, as up to the 46-yard line is where they're going to place this one. 3 minutes, 22 seconds. That was almost a 7-minute drive there for Grayson County, and it ends in 6 points. Shotgun formation, the wishbone. Two wide receivers here to the near side, one out to the high side. It's a handoff up to the right side, blown up from behind for Grayson County. You got two Cougar in general going at it, but luckily they both just stared one down and nothing more of it happened there. So it is a pickup of about 4 yards on the run up to the 50-yard line. Game's a little chippy here tonight, but I think it's more just that these two teams are excited to actually be back playing football. Wishbone formation. Two wide receivers here to the near side. Harden carries this, and he is stopped in the backfield for a loss. In there to stop him short. It was Cooper Goff. Nice play to stop him short back to the 49-yard line. So 3rd down and 6 comes up for the Generals. Shotgun formation, two wide receivers on each side. Back to pass is Girdley. 3-step drop, throws off into the flat to Harden at the 50-yard line, and he is stopped short at the 46-yard line. He's about 2 yards short of the first down marker. As nice job by the Cougar defense, as the first man there for the Cougs was Hunter Felty, the sophomore who already has about a 35-yard pass completion. So 4th down and 2. And when you're down by 2 scores, you're going to have to find a way to get some points and go for it. And that's exactly what Thomas Nelson will do. Wishbone formation. Keeping it himself is Girdley, and they're going to throw penalty flags from every which way. And it's going to be a face mask called on Grayson County. And Thomas Nelson is going to get a first down the easy way on 4th down. As a blatant face mask, everybody in the building saw that one. So it will move the ball up to the 32-yard line of Grayson County. So first down and 10, 1:27 to play here in the third quarter. Cougs on top of the Generals, 18-9. High snap, corral, handoff to Harden. Sidesteps across the 30 up to the 28-yard line. And that face mask has given some life to the General fans here tonight. There is a good crowd, though, tonight for the Grayson County faithful over on the opposite side of where we are, as I know that it's always a good crowd when the Cougars travel. 4-yard pickup, though, quickly moving. Harden again carries it, moving forward, churning his legs up to the 26-yard line. Only a 2-yard pickup, but moving the ball goes Thomas Nelson. Again, quickly moving. 2 wide receivers on each side. Pistol formation. Felty, the quarterback. He'll keep this one himself, and he's blown up in the backfield by Grayson County. Not fooling anyone, as Mason Miller said not so fast and blew him up in the backfield. 4th down coming up. The senior linebacker was not fooled for an instant. 5-yard loss. 4th down and 9 coming up. 13 seconds and counting. Will Thomas Nelson have another play in this quarter, or will they just wait until the 4th to see what happens? It looks like they're going to wait. 18-6. Cougs on top of Thomas Nelson here at the end of the third quarter. This is Cougar football on K105.
What's the FAFSA?
I have no idea what FAFSA stands for.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people at school talk about it, but I haven't actually had like a conversation about it.
When I'm preparing for college, my top priorities are how to pay for it.
They're really focused on getting you to the college level. They're not really focused on getting you through college, so they don't really talk about the financial aid or FAFSA.
The free application for federal student aid is the first step, and it just got easier. Visit knowhowtogoky.org to find out more.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
County leads this one 18-6, the start of this fourth quarter of action. Can the Cougars hang on and win the season opener for the 3rd straight year? So again, this is the first play of this fourth quarter. 4th down and 9. Thomas Nelson really has no choice but to go for it. Back to pass is Girdley. Throws down the far side, and it's out of bounds. Turnover on downs, possession to the Cougs. 18-6. Grayson County leads this, and again the clock continues to move, and if anything, you're Thomas Nelson, you don't want this to move. This is taking away valuable time, and I'm not, unless there was a rule change that happened that in time of possessions, but I'm not sure why this clock continues to move during a stoppage of play. But as the Grayson County coaching staff is saying up here on the top of the booth, let it run. When you got the lead, you can let it run as long as you want. Grayson County here with the football, though. Ball placed from their own 31 with 11:15 to play. And Grayson County's just going to run this one out. Woodcock, he gets around one man, not going to get around the second one, and it's going to turn out to be no gain. Down the near side, Owen Bratcher and Logan Limers going at it. And the Thomas Nelson fans are not happy. (18-6). Obviously, Grayson County in no real rush with the 12-point lead over Thomas Nelson. Very quick game, though. I will give them credit for that. I'll never complain about a quick one, especially a good game. I formation. Maybe a little quick movement. They aren't going to call it. Woodcock, big hole across the left side. He's smashed down at the 35-yard line. Good to see good to see Kaden jump right back up, though, and not see that it's any real injury or anything along the lines of that. So it's up to the 35. It's a 4-yard pickup. So 3rd down and 6 coming up here for Grayson County. What does Brian Jones dial up here? He's had some success through the air. Wind is, I mean, it's been what it's pretty much been the most of the night. It's not quite as hard as it's been at some points, but it is something to keep in mind. I formation is what they're going to go with. 1 wide receiver on each side, and about half the offensive line moves for Grayson County before the play. And that looks like it'll back the Cougars up, and that makes your decision a little bit different. 3rd and 6 is a whole lot different than 3rd and 11. So it'll back it up to the 30-yard line. 3rd down and 11, again, is coming up here for Grayson County. Now this might be a passing down, but again, you want that clock to run. 9:35 to play in tonight's game. Back to pass is Decker. He throws it into the flat, intended for Mason Miller, but it's out of his reach and falls incomplete. So Grayson County will be forced to punt here with 9 minutes and 31 seconds to play in tonight's game. Grayson County had a couple of times last season that they had big leads and almost gave it away. Fort Campbell, they had a lead down the stretch and almost gave it away. Breckenridge County, Edmondson County. But luckily in all 3 of those instances, they had a big enough lead to where the comeback didn't matter. Whistle's blown dead here. And I was not looking at the play here to see who the penalty might be on. Waiting from the call from the official, and it's offsides on Thomas Nelson, so it'll move the Cougars forward a little bit more. 4th down and 6. Do you consider going for it? And I'd probably say probably not. When you're up here by 12 points, 9.5 minutes to play. No, it does appear Grayson County might think about going for it. Interesting play call here for Brian Jones. If you get it, you look like a genius. If not, some questions could be made. So here comes Grayson County to go for it. 1 wide receiver up to the high side. Under center is Decker. And again, Thomas Nelson jumps. And now this turns into a very manageable 4th down and 1. Thomas Nelson shooting themselves in the foot. Fourth down and 1, and now I don't think there's any question that you go for it here. You've had success running the ball. It's been very rare that Thomas Nelson has stopped you for a loss or no gain, except down at the goal line here last time. Grayson County, Decker under center. And it's a handoff to Woodcock. He's got the first. It's actually going to be real close, and I think he might be about 3 inches short. As I thought he had gotten it, it's all going to depend on the spot. And it does appear to be short. Waiting for the call from the officials. They're talking it over, and they do look like they're going to do an official measurement. I think just at a look, he is short. So we're going to try and give you, if you're watching with us on K105 Digital Productions, a little bit of a closer look as the judge brings it in. We don't really have a great angle from where we are. They're going to stretch it out, and the officials are kind of blocking it. First down, Cougars! I can't believe he got it. I thought he was about 3 inches short, but the official says it is a first down. And the Thomas Nelson players were pointing, saying it was their ball, but it's Grayson County ball. First down, Cougars. Joe Peak not happy on the sideline. And it's interesting because I saw about 2 or 3 Thomas Nelson players point saying it was their ball, and I know that that's more than likely you're going to do that no matter what, but it looked fairly confident that they had gotten it. But the Cougar coaching staff real happy on the sideline from that. Owensboro on top of Apollo, 15-13 in the second quarter. 9 minutes to play in our game. Cougs on top, 18-6. Under center is Decker. He hands it off to Woodcock. He has a big hole across the far side, across the 45, across midfield, down towards the first down marker. Does Woodcock get enough here? It's all going to depend on that spot. It looks like he is just 1 yard short. Up to the 50. It's a gain of 9 for Kaden Woodcock. 8.5 minutes and counting. The clock is the Cougars' best friend right now. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit as well. And when you're having the lead for Grayson County, when Thomas Nelson is more than likely going to have to start passing the ball, you say bring the wind on. Only makes it more difficult. I formation this time for Grayson County. 1 wide receiver on each side. The junior quarterback, Decker, hands it off to Woodcock. Sidestep across the 45, across the 40. He's got a hole across the 30. 20, 15, 10, 5, inside, and that's where he's going to be brought down. Kaden Woodcock caught from behind by Thomas Nelson. In there on the tackle was Kyler Duvall that was Dalton Steer there to bring that down to the 4-yard line. A 46-yard run for Kaden Woodcock. One of the longest runs for the Cougars in quite some time. Last season, their longest run on the entire season was 48 yards. That one was 46, and Woodcock almost broke it. So it'll be first down and goal from the 4-yard line for Grayson County. Under center goes Decker. He is a wide receiver out to the high side. 3 blockers, 2 for Woodcock. Woodcock gets it again, tries to get it around the outside. Stiff arm, diving towards the end zone, and he's short. He tried to use the stiff arm, but wasn't able to get there. It does look like it's a pickup of about 3 yards. It's either down maybe to about the 1.5 yard line. 7 minutes to play here in tonight's game. Grayson County leads Thomas Nelson 18-6. And it looks like it'll actually be more towards the 2. So it's a 2-yard pickup for Grayson County. Thomas Nelson penalties helped the Cougars out here on this drive. Bunch formation here for Grayson County. Under center is Decker. He's going to let this time start to tick. It's a handoff to Miller towards the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Cougars. Grayson County puts another score up on the board. And it was Mason Miller again, his second touchdown of the game. And the Cougars are in control, 24-6. Looks like they will go for 2 again. 6 minutes and 25 seconds to play. They're scored 24 unanswered to take control of this one and look to be in the driver's seat to start the season 1-0. Under center, Decker. Handoff to Woodcock for the 2-point conversion. He's in. So that's a 2-point conversion. Grayson County, 26. Thomas Nelson, 6. This is Cougar football on K105.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes! Make a plan today.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Grayson County leads this one 26-6 here with 6 minutes and 25 seconds to play in tonight's game. Sam Gormley with you tonight. We appreciate you tuning in. It looks like we got the Cougar backfield pretty much all the way intact in our watching us here today, as I see both Jacob Kerr and Logan Kopp both commenting. So I guess we're just missing Hunter Gibson to have the trifecta back in there in the backfield here tonight for the Grayson County backfield from last season. But the backfield tonight been pretty impressive. Take away those 2 fumbles, and I'm not sure Brian Jones has really much to complain about with how his offense has looked here tonight. I think it's been a very good first game performance. And the fumbles, you could almost throw out too, it's the first game of the season. But Kaden Woodcock bounced back. That's the most important thing. The kick is picked up at the 25-yard line on the far side. Bringing it back here towards the near side at the 30, across the 35, and brought down at the 40-yard line is the Thomas Nelson return man. So that's where the Generals will start this drive with the ball. 6 minutes and 17 seconds to play. Grayson County leads the Generals 26-6. So Nelson has the ball here on their own 40-yard line. Two wide receivers to the high side, one here to the near side. The slot receiver goes in motion a little bit, and it's going to be a handoff to the near side. Trying to find space and not finding anything was Luke McMahon, and the Grayson County defense sniffed that one out. In there on the tackle for Grayson County was Cooper Goff. Was it Cooper Goff or was it? It is Cooper Goff in there on the tackle for the Cougars. Under 6 minutes to play, as it is a loss of 1 yard back to the 39-yard line of Thomas Nelson. Second down and 11. 5:45 to play. Grayson County up 20. High snap, and it's thrown over the middle. Almost intercepted in and out of the hands of Hunter Felty. And if he'd have got that one, he could have had a whole lot of green space in front of him to try and add to the Grayson County lead. As I think Felty wasn't necessarily ready for that one. Throwing out into the flat, incomplete is the throw. And as it was intended for Luke McMahon for Thomas Nelson. And that'll bring up 4th down and 11 here for the Generals. And when you're down 20 points with 5.5 minutes left, you don't really have any choice but to go for it. This is where Grayson County's almost got to back up into a little bit of a prevent morphed defense of sorts, because they got 11 yards to go for the first down. Trips out to the far side, one here to the near side. 4-step drop for the junior quarterback, Thomas Nelson, and he's sacked in the backfield. No, he gets away and throws it away. As somehow getting away from that one was the quarterback, Chase Girdley. As in there for Grayson County was Jordan Webb. He had him by the grasps, and it still, though, will turn out to be a turnover on downs in possession to Grayson County. 5:29 to play in this game. Cougars have the ball on the Thomas Nelson 39-yard line. E-Town and Central Hardin all knotted up at 7. One score we have to bring you. And we have a timeout on the field taken by Grayson County. We'll take it with them. This is Cougar football right here on K105.
Oh, that's a bad call.
That was a great call.
That's the worst call I've ever seen.
Great call.
Horrible. That's a horrible call.
Sports fans don't often see things the same way.
Terrible call.
That was a good call.
Terrible call.
But there's one call everyone can agree on. Call 811 before you dig, the free service that helps you avoid utility lines while you're digging. Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig.
Safety!
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
5:29 to play in tonight's game. Grayson County leads this one 26-6 over the Generals of Thomas Nelson. Sam Gormley with you tonight here on K105. This is WKHG Litchfield. I formation for Grayson County. One wide receiver on each side. But it's probably pretty safe to say Grayson County's going to run this. Michael Wood in there at running back, and he has nothing going on the right side. He's dropped for a loss of 2 yards back to the 41-yard line. Sure, this is where Brian Jones is just trying to see, does he have another solid running back other than Kaden Woodcock? Seeing what he's got in case Kaden, Kaden needs a break or whatever it might be. Just to see what else he might have. Coming up, though, on our fifth quarter show, be sure to join us as we will talk to the, can we say victorious, coach of the Grayson County Cougars, Brian Jones. Under 5 minutes to play. We'll talk with him and get his thoughts on tonight's game and his what looks to be maybe his first win as a Grayson County head coach. I formation. It's a handoff again to Wood, and this time again he has nothing going for Grayson County. He's dropped for a loss of 1 yard this time. I know that across Litchfield tonight we have multiple people that are having watch parties throughout the town, and we appreciate that, and we'll have your coverage all season long. Next 2 games are at home, but still that does not mean that you can't watch us, as we're excited to bring you home coverage as well. We're trying some new things this year. We got some new graphics that we hope you enjoyed too at different points of tonight's game. Grayson County letting this clock roll, 4 minutes and counting. They lead by 20 here, looking to start this season 1-0. I formation again. In fact, we do have a new quarterback into the game. And again, Michael Wood, nothing going on that one. He's driven backwards for a loss as Hunter Felty has taken over for Kaylor Decker in at quarterback. And timeout Thomas Nelson. And we are going to keep it right here. And we'll try to bring you some score updates as the ball is moved back to the 44-yard line. It's a 2-yard loss, so 4th down and 12 coming up here for Grayson County. Looking at some scores to bring you Barron County on top of Monroe County, 8-0. Graves County leads Paducah Tillman, 10-0. Good score there from our friends down in Mayfield. At the half, Mount Vernon of Indiana on top of Owensboro Catholic, 13-7. Owensboro at the half leads Apollo 22-13. Purples of Bowling Green up on St. X 7-0, 1:52 to play in the third quarter. South Warren all over Warren East early on, 22-0 in the second quarter of that game. Let's see if there aren't any other scores to bring you as I scroll through our handy-dandy score list. I'm also trying to see if I can't see a score of that Frederick Douglass game. See here Davis County on top of Ohio County, 14-7. That score is in the first quarter. E-Town and Central Hardin all knotted up at 7. As that score is also in the first quarter. So I don't see anything from the Frederick Douglass game. I'll see if I can't find something at the half. One more coming in. Hancock County on top of Edmondson County, 12-7. So Grayson County will punt this one away. And it's a good snap and high into the air. And it's going to drop in the middle and get a nice punt. And it's going to roll down to the 20-yard line. So a nice punt there for Grayson County, 24 yards on it. But really, that's all you needed. So Thomas Nelson is going to get this football back here with 3 minutes and 23 seconds to play. They trail Grayson County 26-6. Ball placed on their own 20-yard line. At the half, North Hardin leads Frederick Douglass 13-10. That's the score. Good game up in Lexington. I wish we'd have enough time to get up there. Back to pass, here comes a Thomas Nelson, and they'll let this one fly, and it is almost intercepted by Grayson County. Trying to run down underneath of that one was Jaron Van Meter, who's in there on defense, and if he was a little bit quicker, he might have been able to run down underneath of that pass there from the Generals of Thomas Nelson. And really, if you take out the first drive of the game where Grayson County gave Thomas Nelson absolutely perfect field position, the defense has played very, very well tonight here for Grayson County. Trips here to the near side, one out to the far side. The quarterback Girdley in the shotgun formation. He is a running back Harden to his left. 4-step drop, pump fakes, throws down here towards the near side, and that one is incomplete, nearly intercepted again. Michael Wood had his hands on that one, but I think he was too worried about trying to get his feet down in bounds as he was along the sideline there. So 3rd down and 10 coming up. 3 minutes and 11 seconds to play in tonight's game, 26-6. Trips to the near side, one out to the far side. Back to pass again, stepping up in the pocket, throws over the middle, and this one is incomplete. It was intended for Dalton Steer, but it was a little low, tough play, and that'll bring up 4th down and 10 for Thomas Nelson. The secondary has been a worry last season for Grayson County. They've played well tonight. And it looks like Thomas Nelson's just going to punt this one away. 3:06, and you know what? The Grayson County did this in a game against Graves County, the last game of the season, and I just don't like this. I think this just says to your team, we're going to quit. A line drive, spinning knuckleball of a punt. And it gets down at the 49-yard line. So that's where Grayson County is going to get the ball back here. A 29-yard punt. Trying to see if another score or two has come in as I look here. Butler County trails Hart County 13-12, 1:18 to play in the first half. We'll be in Butler County here in a couple of weeks, making the trip down to Morgantown. Felty remains in at quarterback for Grayson County. 2:57 to play here. It's a handoff, new running back into the game here for Grayson County. I'm not sure if that's Woodcock. It almost looks like it might be up to the 45-yard line, and it is not. It is a number 22, Keaton Hodges. And he had a nice head of steam. He's built very similar to Kaden Woodcock, and he has a 3-yard pickup. 26-6 though. Grayson County leads this one over Thomas Nelson. 2.5 minutes to play in tonight's game. Grayson County can open up this season 1-0 for the 3rd straight year and open up the Brian Jones era the only way that you'd really want it to, with a win on the road against Thomas Nelson High School. Another handoff, and this time just running up to the 45-yard line and pretty much stopping right there was Grayson County's Hodges. It's under 2 minutes now and counting in tonight's game. Davis County leads Ohio County 14-9. 2 minutes and 22 seconds to play in the first half of that one. Again, let that time roll. 1:30 and counting now. We do appreciate everyone for tuning in, though, for us tonight. It's always good to bring some Grayson County Cougar football on a Friday night. It's a great night. A little chilly with the wind, but we're happy to bring it to you. Pitch out to Hodges across the right side, and he's brought down at about the 41-yard line. But 1 minute and counting. That will bring up, though, 4th down. So Grayson County will be able to punt this one away and just let Thomas Nelson take one or two plays at it, and they'll come away here with a big win on the road. And they're going to let the time roll, 30 seconds and counting now. They're going to actually run a play here. It's a pitch out to Hodges, and he's stopped in the backfield, so that'll be a turnover on downs. 13.4 seconds to play as it's brought back to the 43-yard line. So it'll be one play for Thomas Nelson. They might even just knee it, make sure no one gets hurt here, and just get away with nothing more. So Grayson County 1-0 here to start this season, exactly how you'd want to start it. Timeout Grayson County, though, on the floor here, or on the field, and we'll take it with them. This is Cougar football on K105.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Living in your ideal home, or is it still a dream? Future Designs Building Materials can help you turn your dreams into reality with atrium windows that will make the sun look brighter, roofing material that will keep your home protected year-round, and decking material for that perfect barbecue setting. Now is the perfect time to get your home improvement project off the ground. Got questions? Future Designs Building Materials can help with all your lumber and home improvement questions. Visit Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road.
Thomas Nelson weaving through on this play. Thomas Nelson completes a pass there as they quickly move forward. And 6.4 seconds to play as they got it up to the 44-yard line. That's one of their longest plays here. They're going to try and get one more play up. They're not going to get it. Grayson County opens up the year 1-0. You can let the celebration begin in Litchfield as Grayson County wins this one by a final score of 26-6. What a win here for the Cougars. And you can't start the season a much better way here at 26-6 is the final score. So I'm not sure if they're going to do a socially distanced handshake line. In fact, we're going to just let this one go. Are they going to do something along the lines of that or not? It doesn't appear that they will. So Grayson County wins this one 26-6. It looks like Brian Jones and Joe Peak are going to meet there on the sideline and get that one out. But Grayson County wins this one 26-6 and opens up the year 1-0. We'll jump into the fifth quarter show after this. And we'll hopefully talk to the victorious head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones. This is Cougar football right here on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Living in your ideal home, or is it still a dream? Future Designs Building Materials can help you turn your dreams into reality with atrium windows that will make the sun look brighter, roofing material that will keep your home protected year-round, and decking material for that perfect barbecue setting. Now is the perfect time to get your home improvement project off the ground. Got questions? Future Designs Building Materials can help with all your lumber and home improvement questions. Visit Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield or fdbm.net.
Being prepared is a part of who you are. But it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
What's the FAFSA?
I have no idea what FAFSA stands for.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people at school talk about it, but I haven't actually had like a conversation about it.
When I'm preparing for college, my top priorities are how to pay for it.
They're really focused on getting you to the college level. They're not really focused on getting you through college, so they don't really talk about the financial aid or FAFSA.
The free application for federal student aid is the first step, and it just got easier. Visit knowhowtogoky.org to find out more.
Spending time outdoors has never felt more valuable. Whether it's exploring nature or relaxing in your yard, let's do it responsibly. Before going out, check for closures and fire restrictions. Practice social distancing, even when outside and on the trail. Back at home, if burning yard debris, keep your pile small. And no matter where you are, be sure to properly extinguish any outdoor fire. Drown, stir, drown, feel. We're all in this together. Help keep our safe places safe.
It's a victorious day in Litchfield as Grayson County wins this one by a final score of 26-6 over Thomas Nelson here to open up this year. Coming up on our fifth quarter show, we will recap this game. We'll talk to the head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones, as I'm trying to do the scan and trying to see if I can't see him making his way. But I know when I talked with him a little bit earlier today, told him, I said, if you get the win, be sure you go and talk to your team, celebrate, and then come and talk to us, because that's a whole lot more important than talking to us. But this is the first win here at Grayson County High School for head coach Brian Jones. So what a way to start. And it starts with a victorious win here for the Grayson County Cougars. It started 2 touchdowns, for Mason Miller. You had a passing touchdown from Kaylor Decker to Hunter Toms, and Kaden Woodcock bounced back from 2 fumbles in the first quarter to get the 2 touchdowns as well when it comes to that. So an exciting game here. And again, coming up here, we'll hopefully get a chance to talk to Coach Jones. And I'm doing another scan. He might still be in the locker room. In fact, that might be him coming out of the locker room right now. So we'll keep it here a few more minutes, because he's got to come a real long way to come and talk with us here today. But looks like they've got all their stuff packed up along the end here. So again, Grayson County wins this one by a final score of 26-6. Defense was one of the main stories. Thomas Nelson got a score on their first drive of the game, but from that point on, really the play there with about 13 seconds left was really their only main offense that they had during that portion. So in a very exciting performance here. And I'm sure Coach Jones, who is making his way over to us right now, making the long trek back, has probably got a lot that he can be happy about when looking at this here tonight and looking at this performance here for the Grayson County Cougars. As a reminder, Cougars will be back in action 1 week from tonight against Breckenridge County. Official start time for that game will be 7 p.m. Back to the normal start time. When then I think the normal start time will go all the way until we actually come back to Bardstown back in November, when we'll be on the other side of Nelson County at actually the arch rival here of Thomas Nelson High School, as it'll be Nelson County, a team that the Cougars had beaten a year ago, as maybe Coach Jones wasn't making his way over. We'll take a break, come back with more. This is Cougar Football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Anytime they're playing music downstairs, it's loud. I go downstairs, see what they're doing, see what music they're doing, see what they're dancing to. I go play piano downstairs, they come get involved. Leah has a drum set beside it, banging that. Any music, that's what they do.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Oh, that's a bad call.
That was a great call.
That's the worst call I've ever seen.
Great call.
Horrible. That's a horrible call.
Sports fans don't often see things the same way.
Terrible call.
That was a good call.
Terrible call.
But there's one call everyone can agree on. Call 811 before you dig, the free service that helps you avoid utility lines while you're digging. No.
Welcome back here to Thomas Nelson High School, where Grayson County picks up a win over the Generals and opens up the Brian Jones era with a 26-6 victory. As Coach Jones now joins me here, as I'll try and move this here a little bit closer. And we just lost, looks like, our radio connection, and I'll try and bring that back here as we're trying to work things out. As Coach Jones now joins me, and Coach, you open up this year with a victory over Thomas Nelson, 26-6, and just kind of overall, what are your thoughts here from tonight's victory?
Oh, first and foremost, just super excited and happy for these young men that they get to play such a great game. There was a long period of time that we thought this was going to be in doubt, and they've, I said in the pregame show, they've sacrificed a lot. They've, done all the things that have been asked of them, and I just couldn't be happier for them. First and foremost, that we got to play. On top of it was obviously a win, and I thought the kids played great. We struggled a little bit early, but we've had about 10 practices, and I told the kids before, I said, we're going to make mistakes, and that's stuff that happens early in a lot of seasons, and we've had a lot fewer practices than you typically get, and they rebounded, didn't give up, kept fighting, after the 2 early fumbles, and defense played outstanding. We put them in a bind the first opening drive, and other than that, they really, just played not lights out. I mean, Coach Embry did a heck of a job with the defense, and up front, I think, is something that I was super proud of. I felt like we controlled the line of scrimmage. Kaden Woodcock had a great game, but that doesn't happen without those linemen up front, and Mason Miller in front of him making tremendous blocks. And so, obviously we were excited and I think anxious and everything else, but I'll say it again. I think Mr. Tackett with KHSA and Board of Controls and then on down to local level, with Mr. Robinson and Mr. Johnston, Mr. Baldwin, Coach Kincaid, just continuing to believe in the kids and the coaching staff to follow guidelines and, social distance when we can and all those things, and, putting a little faith in us to do the things we're supposed to do. And here we are, we get to play. And really, I think for, 95% of it played really well.
You mentioned those 2 fumbles, and that's kind of where I wanted to start, because start on a little bit of a down note and go up from there. But I turn this into kind of a positive. You have a young team. I don't think that there's any secret with that. A team that doesn't have a lot of experience, in the first 2 drives of the season both end in fumbles.
Yeah.
How impressed were you with your team that, yes, they ended in fumbles, but then they didn't let that turn into 3 fumbles or 4 fumbles or turnover on downs or so on?
Yeah.
And didn't let it turn into a snowball. How impressive was that?
Super impressive, because, this is the start of my 7th year as a head coach from a previous school than here. And, I've seen a lot of teams that when one thing goes wrong, it's kind of like a downward spiral, and it just snowballs, like you said. And to see kind of the defense, they bent a little bit and gave up that first touchdown, but then we come out and we moved the ball real good again and fumbled again on the second drive. And then the defense held and really held really strong. I don't even know if they picked up a first down on their second drive. And I think that kind of sparked the momentum in the offense to say, here we go. So it was just that slow start, and they just kept fighting, kept battling, and worked out the kinks, and it was I think it was really impressive up front to just continue to run right at them. And we had anticipated having to kind of run off tackle a little bit because they had such big kids inside, but our linemen, they were able to move those kids and control line of scrimmage. And I don't know what Kaden Woodcock had, but it was a pretty stellar night.
You mentioned your defense, and you mentioned even the stat of after that first drive, and I think if I can count right, which I wouldn't put anything past me on a Friday night, after a long week, out of 3 out of the next 4 drives, no first downs allowed.
Yeah.
Kind of that, okay, you got us once, but you're not going to get us again. Do you want that swagger from your defense this year?
Oh, absolutely. We've got a few kids that, Zach Bratcher's, I think, going on to being a 3-year starter, and he's just a rock solid defensive player for us. And we have we were down a lineman, and when we found out we were down a lineman, it was this week. So we really didn't get a whole lot of time to prepare. And he came in one day and I said, listen, we're going to have to play you at guard. And he said, Coach, whatever it takes. He said, whatever you need. And normally he's 32, and here we got him in 55. And so I think he's kind of that solid defender we can rely on. But then Cooper Goff, has kind of stood in the shadows of Zach Bratcher and Cooper Terry, and comes in, has a tremendous game. And Mason Miller, those 3 linebackers inside. But then, Levi Martin has battled some injuries. Yeah, he's battled some injuries throughout his career and hadn't, had a real opportunity to play a whole lot, and comes in and just does tremendous. And like you said, though, we got some guys that are green, haven't seen the field a whole lot. And, I said early on to a few people, I said, they don't have a very much experience, but when they get going, I think, they've got a real good chance to be pretty good. And so, as you could see, as the game kept going, I think some of those guys just got stronger and stronger, like Cooper and Levi, and they just continued to make plays as they got more comfortable being out there. Because your first rodeo is always a little shaky, and as they started to see it at game speed and everything, man, it was those guys were tough.
Last season, only attempted 15 passes, I think 4 or 5 tonight, and not only just 4 or 5, but last year you completed 33% of the passes. Tonight you completed, if not all of them, just about close to it, including Hunter Toms. He might have to find himself on SportsCenter tonight, catching it on his shoulder. Is passing the ball something you're going to want to see more of from your team this year, or do you want to stick more on that run?
I'm an ex-quarterback, and usually ex-quarterbacks like to sling it all over the place. But I'll be honest with you, I guess I'm in that old Lou Holtz philosophy that when you throw the ball, 4 things can happen, 3 of them are bad kind of deal. And so, I think we've got extremely talented receivers, and so we're going to have to throw the ball. I mean, there's just nothing about it. The catch Tom's had was just phenomenal up in traffic, and to bring that down, and that's what I've told our guys that throw it. Hunter Felty's got a really strong arm, and Kaler he's really smart. I mean, he's just a super intelligent kid. And I've told them, to just give those guys a chance. I mean, they're probably going to come down with a majority of them between him and Owen Bratcher. And we didn't get any shots his way, but they're going to come. I mean, he's 6'4", 6'5", and we've just got to give those guys some opportunities. And tonight, I think week 1, I'm going to have to put an assistant that gets in my ear that just reminds me, hey, we got to take some shots, because we're going to have to do it. So it'll soften up the defense for the run, and obviously I think we're going to be a pretty strong running team, but we're going to have to take those shots, whether it be play action or different things like that. But we've got too talented of skill kids not to take some shots, and so I think Kaler is plenty smart enough to read a defense and those kind of things. He's got just a super IQ, and like I said, we may be able to mix in Hunter Felty a little bit, or Kaden Woodcock, to do some other things in the pass game. But you'll see us probably throw more than we have in years past, just because our two receivers are just far too talented.
1 week from tonight, you open up district play, rivalry game, Breckenridge County. What do you want to see from your team in this next week before a game that you can say actually counts? Not that this one doesn't. But.
Right. I just want to see us keep progressing. I think that's the big thing about a season is you just want to get better every day. And, I think, again, we're going to, this team returned a lot of people here at Thomas Nelson, but Breck's the same boat. They got a really talented running back, and Michael Johnson that's coming back. And he's only going to be a sophomore this year, but he was talented last year. And so, we just got to keep going to work and keep getting better every day, and, hopefully have a strong showing at home. I think it was going to be a pretty big event, but due to the circumstances, that kind of got shut down. Mr. Lush had done a great job advertising for the homecoming event, and so it won't be a real big crowd, but Breck is kind of a neighboring county, kind of a rival, and so I don't think there'll be any problem for the kids getting up. They know those kids, they see them outside of school and those kind of things. So the big thing is just keep getting better every day.
Coach, congrats on first victory as the Grayson County head coach. Hopefully first of many, many more to come.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I just can't praise the kids enough for how they have handled these circumstances, that nobody's been through. And I told them before the game, I said, I'm just so proud of you for everything that you've done. They never asked a single question about coming in and checking your temperature every day and wearing a mask all the time. They just, anything we asked, they did it because they want to do this on Friday nights. And, to have this outcome for them, just couldn't be happier for them. And like I said, hopefully there'll be a lot of them this year. And it's a great senior class, great group of kids. And, we'll just keep battling and take every game that the good Lord allows us to play.
Coach, can't wait for next week, and wish your team congrats for us, and I know everyone that's watching with us at home as well.
I appreciate it. Go Cougars.
We'll have more here coming up after this.
How's everything taste tonight, folks?
Oh, excellent.
How was your chicken tonight?
It's excellent. Where was it raised?
As a chef, it's important to know where your food comes from. That's why we buy local and Kentucky-raised food.
We're the Settles family from Owensboro, Kentucky.
We produce poultry for families all over the state.
And we're proud of the products that we produce. If you're buying a chicken that came from our farm, you're getting an excellent quality product. Some of the best you'll find in the case.
A lot of your local restaurants feature our poultry products. We are a Kentucky farm family.
Feeding Kentucky.
Feeding the world.
Spending time outdoors has never felt more valuable. Whether it's exploring nature or relaxing in your yard, let's do it responsibly. Before going out, check for closures and fire restrictions. Practice social distancing, even when outside and on the trail. Back at home, if burning yard debris, keep your pile small. And no matter where you are, be sure to properly extinguish any outdoor fire. Drown, stir, drown, feel. We're all in this together. Help keep our safe places safe.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
What's the FAFSA?
I have no idea what FAFSA stands for.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people at school talk about it, but I haven't actually had like a conversation about it.
When I'm preparing for college, my top priorities are how to pay for it.
They're really focused on getting you to the college level. They're not really focused on getting you through college, so they don't really talk about the financial aid or FAFSA.
The free application for federal student aid is the first step, and it just got easier. Visit knowhowtogoky.org to find out more.
Thomas Nelson High School, where Grayson County wins this one by a final score of 26-6. Running down how it all happened here today. It started off not how Grayson County won it. Fumble on their first possession, and immediately Thomas Nelson marched down the field and scored a touchdown. In fact, it was the second straight year that the Cougars' first possession ended with a fumble and ended up being a touchdown the other way. But just like last season, they fought back tonight. After punting on their next possession, they fumbled again on their next possession. Then it was a 19-yard touchdown run by Kaden Woodcock to put the Cougars and tie them up here. With 9 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the second quarter, it was all tied up at 6. The next possession was a punt for the Cougars, but the next one was one of the better catches that I've seen here in my now third year as the voice of the Cougars, Hunter Toms on the shoulder. We're going to have to go pull that one out. Somebody's got to call Sports Center and get him ready, as Hunter Toms had a great catch and then a little post route over the middle that ended up with a touchdown for Grayson County. That was what our score was at the end of one. Cougars were up 12-6. First drive of the second half was one that took nearly 10 minutes off the clock and ended with a 1-yard touchdown run by Mason Miller, and the Cougars were up 18-6. Miller got another touchdown run with 6 minutes to play to give us our score at 26-6. That pretty much wraps up our coverage, though, here tonight from Bartonstown and Thomas Nelson High School. Congratulations to the Grayson County Cougars for opening up this year with a record of 1-0. And the Brian Jones era also starts that way as well. As a reminder, Thursday, coming up here, we will be at the Cougar Soccer Complex for the first time this year, as the Grayson County Cougar boys soccer team will face John Hardin. And then a week from tonight, it's the home opener. It's homecoming, at least a semi-homecoming of sorts, as Breckenridge County comes to Cougar Stadium. I want to thank the K105 Digital Productions crew tonight for all of their hard work. Cody Brock was your camera operator extraordinaire. Chase Blaine was your director. And the illustrious sports writer was Don Brown. So for all of them, this is Sam Gormley saying, so long, everyone.